Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sidebusters.
Throwing strikes, being efficient with our pitches, making those routine plays, and having a great approach at the plate. So just keeping things simple and just building up that team chemistry as much as possible, I think, will help you win some games.
1-2. Swing and a miss as the Sodbusters strand the bases loaded to keep this a tie game.
This one is bounced back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Printer around third.
Our fans recognize that, and they know that it's a family atmosphere at our place, and that's what we like.
To the left side and through for a base hit. The go-ahead run scores as Jensen delivers once again.
This one, the lightest of light hits. He gets an RBI single.
I think it's just a great experience, getting kids from all over the country to come in and play together.
Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sidebusters.
The Sodbusters know what they have to do to get to the playoffs in the IBL. It may not be simple, but at least it's clear. First things first, win. Hastings needs to sweep the rest of its games against the Nebraska Prospects. It'll be a motivated Nebraska team, but very thin as they are running out of players in a hurry. Hastings cannot afford any kind of letdown as they need a 3-game series win, actually make it 4 after yesterday's victory, and they have to have Spearfish beat Fremont 2 out of 3. Not 3 out of 3, not 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3. If those things happen, Hastings will be in the IBL playoffs. But take care of business today. We'll see what happens. The Hastings Sodbusters and the Nebraska Prospects. Yesterday, a nice victory for Hastings as they opened the series with an impressive win. We'll see if they can make it 2 in a row today. As we bring you Sodbuster Baseball, I'm Steve Stein. As Mason Henrik is our producer today, Ryan Valenta has our Players Spotlight as we're going to hear from Michael Hanna when we come back. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
Our next episode of the Sodbuster Spotlight features one of the bullpen guys. This is Michael Hanna, native of Belle Chase, Louisiana, making his first season for the Sodbusters, but not a stranger to playing baseball in central Nebraska, or the Nebraska area at least. Michael, I'm understanding that while this is your first summer with the Sodbusters, you had a stop where you played some baseball in central Nebraska last summer.
Yes, last year I played baseball for the Plainsmen in North Platte, Nebraska, for the last of the summer. I kind of joined the team really late and played probably the last 4 weeks with them. And it was fun, and it's probably why I'm back out here, because I had such a good time.
So you played for the Plainsmen last year and with the Sodbusters this year. Going to Highland Community College, don't have any college teammates on the roster this summer. So tell us about how you got your connection with Hastings and became a Sodbuster this summer.
Well, actually, I didn't know what I was going to do this summer. I didn't know if I was going to play summer ball. I kind of wasn't planning on playing summer ball, but then kind of just didn't have the spring I wanted. So I kind of wanted the innings, needed the innings, and wanted to try to get out, so I came out here. But I got contacted out here through Coach Chipper, and that's how I'm here.
All right, and your spring at Highland Community College, look at the numbers. Yeah, like you said, probably not the best spring. I mean, what do you feel like your game that you're working on the pitching mound, what do you feel like you need to improve on, and what are you specifically looking to improve on the mound this summer?
Just getting out, being a good teammate. I think that I just need to get comfortable and settle in and learn how to attack.
So it's at the start of the season, the stat line, a few walks here and there. I mean, that's kind of been the problem for a lot of guys. I mean, do you feel like you have command set down? Is that something you'd like to improve on, or what specifically, whether that might be throwing more strikes, working on off-speed pitches? What's your main focus here pitching this summer?
I think my main focus is definitely to throw a lot more off-speeds and try to get my off-speed down and be able to throw at least 2 pitches, probably 3, maybe 4. You know, if you have 4 pitches, your fastball works way better. And I think just throwing more off speeds and getting a feel for things.
What are your pitches you throw right now, and what are maybe a pitch or two that you might like to pick up as you progress through your college days?
I throw a fastball, slider, changeup, and I used to throw a cutter and sinker, but I've been testing it out recently in catch play, and hopefully I can add it while I'm out here.
Let's talk about Hastings this summer. Who are you staying with? A teammate, a host family, and just what's the experience been like?
My host mom's name is Miss Linda, and I absolutely love her and appreciate her for all she does for us. And it's and then I stay with a teammate named Fred Bond. He's actually my catcher, so kind of works out well.
Super cool. Let's talk about your education. What do you like, or what do you think that you'll be accomplishing when you get to a degree, and just what kind of a field of study interests you right now?
I'm actually going to be a business major, and my major is actually business administration, but hopefully we get that degree and make Mama proud.
Speaking of Mama, Belle Chase, Louisiana, she's a frequent on the Sodbuster stream. Always make sure, do you text her every time before you're pitching so that she knows to watch?
Every single time. Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah, every single time, just about. If I don't, it's probably because we're on an away trip and an 8-hour bus ride or something and my phone might be dead, but just about every single time.
Is it mom or dad or parents or anybody, or have those been some of your biggest supporters, or who have been kind of your big role models in the game of baseball growing up?
Everybody in my family. My brothers were huge because that competition it was much needed, and I could call out everybody one by one, but literally everybody, even if they don't think they play a role, they play a role.
So this summer, I mean, you've got a big right-hand arm on the mound. Specifically, role models, maybe a professional-wise. Do you have a team or specific major leaguers that maybe you looked up to as a kid growing up?
I don't know. My dad and my grandpa really liked Nolan Ryan, so I loved him too. And you know, he worked good with a guy named Tom House who does like biomechanic stuff. So I kind of like that stuff. So I guess that'll be my answer to that.
Well, you're not too far away from the velocity. Just keep working at it, and you might get up to that 100 range here in a few years. Let's talk about not baseball. Here in summer, it doesn't have to be here at Hastings. Maybe when you're here in Hastings not playing baseball, or back at home not playing baseball, what do you like to do, and what are some of your hobbies?
I love hanging with the boys, Love hanging out with the boys. We like to, go on the boat, ski, maybe go fishing. I like to hunt sometimes. Play poker with the boys, like it could be simple as that, or go have a good time with them and just hang out with friends, I guess.
So far this summer, I mean, is a lot of poker guys. I mean, who's really good, and who are the fish at the table?
If I call them a fish and they'll know they're a fish, then they won't be the fish anymore. So I can't really say that, but I'd probably say I'm the best. It's got to be me.
We've got some controversy. We'll have to dig more into that here as we go on. As far as the summer goes, we talked about your hobbies and such. Just overall, I mean, is it something that you'd like to keep doing, playing baseball in your career, or is this maybe going to be one of the last few summers, or when you're done with school?
Just give it everything I got and see where it takes me, and hopefully play for as long as I can.
All right, final question. Concession stand food when you're at a baseball game, what's your go-to? You can have anything, ballpark food, nachos, hot dog, burger. What are you getting?
I am getting bird food, which is what I call it, but it's just sunflower seeds, and that's got to be my pick every single time. I have an addiction.
Oh, my. So, and you play baseball at Duncan Field where sunflower seeds are prohibited. So here tonight we're at a Ryder Park in Grand Island. How nice has it been to chomp on that bird food for the past couple nights?
I really feel like I'm in my element now, so definitely.
And what flavor is the best? Or maybe a top 2 flavors.
Oh, cracked pepper and probably barbecue. I'd say barbecue.
You dill pickle guy at all?
Love dill pickle. I love them all. Any of them, honestly. You just give them to me and I eat it like a bird. So that's what I call it.
That's Michael Hanna, one of the Louisiana guys, and a good bullpen arm out for the Hastings Sodbusters. This is our latest episode of the Sodbuster Spotlight.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Welcome back to historic Duncan Field. Steve Stein along with Ryan Valentes. Hastings looks for win number 2 against the Nebraska Prospects after an impressive win yesterday, taking them out 10-2. The story of the game, part Marcus Miller. Really neat to see his 2024 swan song go very well. 8 1/3 innings, 2 runs allowed, 5 hits, striking out 5 and walking 2 for the Hastings High and Hastings College guy. And the Sodbusters getting plenty of offense, scoring 2 in the second, 4 in the fourth on the way to the 10-2 victory. So now that sets the stage for Game 2 against Prospects. They need 3 more wins and some help to get into the playoffs, but can't really think about that help, just have to find a way to do what you do. And for the Hastings Sodbusters, going where no other Sodbuster team has gone before, they are 11 games over 500. It has never happened as the Sodbusters coming in hot, Ryan Valenta. Kind of wondered after that loss to the Bison this past Saturday, and people said at the time, it's like, well, it's just one game. What does it matter? Well, it matters a lot looking back on it, but nice to see them put it behind it. Great road trip to Oahe, and they kept on rolling as they returned home.
Absolutely, Steve. And while you can put out the Bison game, there are so many other games you can look at, especially Fremont against the Bison the other day. Fremont was 3 outs away from losing that game before they scored 5 runs to steal that game. You look at the game against Casper in the extra innings game where you definitely could have won here. Plenty of other games, too many to name, that you could have, should have won. So it's not necessarily that one game, although, yes, that is the one game we do look back on that was probably the most winnable game for sure. But the guys, they know what they need to do. I mean, yesterday they were kind of asking, all right, so we got to have this happen. We got to have this happen. Yes, the message has been focus on the game in front of you, which is what they have been doing, but don't think that they don't know what is at stake here and what else they still need to do. But just for the offense to come out last night and taking advantage of those big situations, yeah, you got the 2 runs in the first, and then that 4th inning, 2 up, 2 down quickly, and then a big error extends the inning. They end up scoring 4 runs, all with 2 outs. So the Sodbusters taking advantage of those situations that they had needed to and hadn't been doing as of recent in the middle of this second half. So good to see them come out and hopefully take advantage tonight of this very depleted Prospect team, like you said, Steve.
As the Prospects literally are going to play their coach tonight. It has been a fun conversation. As Gabe Shemwell had a conversation with Andy before the contest, can I DH tonight? I have 2 years of eligibility left. So they made the calls, and he's got the okay to play. So that is how thin the Prospects are today, as that they just have ran out of dudes. I thought maybe some other guys were coming today, but it just hasn't worked out. So take a look at the starting lineups. They are brought to you by Quality First for the Hastings Sodbusters. It's Taylor Gill leading off and playing right field. Josh Printer, the shortstop, bats second. Cale Jensen in left field, batting third. Jack Borgman at first base, batting fourth. Bryce Ronkin is at third base and batting fifth. Then it's Jackson Crane, the DH, batting sixth. Alexiel Delgado in center field, batting seventh. Fred Bond doing the catching and batting eighth. Then Drew Vega in the 9th spot and playing second base. Pitching today, Brendan Wabach, the Canadian, will get the start for the Hastings Sodbusters. Once again, it's Gill, Printer, Jensen, Borgman, Ronkin, Crane, Delgado, Bond, and Vega. with Wabick on the mound. The Nebraska prospects go with Paul Schuyler. He comes in and will be the center fielder. Playing second, the shortstop, Drew Borner. Batting third and playing left field is Jacob Perrin. At third base and batting fourth is Trenton Berry. Corey Kozad, the second baseman, bats fifth. J.D. DePrima doing the catching and batting sixth. Batting seventh, Jonathan Moffett at first base. Colton Homolka in right field batting eighth. And Gabe Shemwell, the DH, will be having his first at bat, he said, in about 4 years, other than slow pitch softball. So see how that goes. And they are going to have Kyler Hansen on the mound, a Wayne State guy for the prospects. Once again, for Nebraska, it's Schuyler, Borner, Perrin, to go along with Berry, Kozad, DePrima, Moffett, Homolka, Shemwell, with Hansen on the mound. The Soundbusters 30-19, 15-11 in second half standings, 20-10 at home. The Prospects 2-12, 7-22 overall. A squad which went 25-9 last year. They had the dudes last season. It just hasn't worked out for them this summer, and they have just kind of ran out of players for this final road trip. And that happens, Ryan Valenta. Last year they were going 25-9. Man, everybody wanted to come out and play. The travel-only teams get to this point in the season. Okay, what does this game mean? I may go on to my next college stop. I may go on a vacation, and it's unfortunate the Prospects have just ran into serious roster issues in their final few games of the year.
And like you said, it means some of these guys have to go back to their schools, and Division I guys are already reporting back for fall camp. And with the Prospects, that comes as the cost. You pitch a lot and play a lot of Division I guys, and that's what's going to happen. And fortunate for the Sodbusters, should have 3 good games, pretty easy games to win for the next few days.
But baseball is never easy. We've seen it happen before. Teams come out and lose games they shouldn't have. Sodbusters are certainly going to be a favorite here the next 3 days if they can just come out and play well. Plus, they're playing well. I mean, you're seeing guys who you thought maybe were going to hit well all year, getting hot just at the right time. Guys like Alexio Delgado, guys like Jack Borgman. Great to have Jack come back and kind of end his season on a high note after he struggled so mightily there for a while. But he is swinging a good bat. And I talked to him. He's had a chance to pitch. He said he thought he was going to have a chance yesterday, but he's kind of glad to, the way he put it, play real baseball today as he's back in the lineup. We're going to take you down the field. How about a little pep band for our national anthem? The national anthem in advance of today's matchup between the Hastings Sodbusters and the Nebraska Prospects. The Sodbusters under first-year coach Danny Weiser taking over for the departed Joel Skipper. He's done a nice job. He's had some challenging games to coach. His assistant coach is Corey Garanda. Numbers, Sodbusters batting now .263 on the year. At home, they're hitting .270. They've raised their road average to .254. A home ERA of 4.10. The road ERA of 5.91. Overall, the ERA at 4.85. For the Nebraska Prospects, a team batting average of just .225. They pitch it okay. They pitch well enough to win a lot of games. 4.48 is their team ERA. When these two teams play one another, the Sodbusters won 5 out of 6, hitting .283 against the Prospects with an ERA of 3.12. Prospects only batting .178 against the Sodbusters with a team ERA, a respectable 4.02. As we'll see how it goes today, as the Sodbusters sent Brendan Wabick to the mound. Wabick, 0-1 and 11.45 ERA in 10 appearances. He's thrown 17 and a third innings, has allowed 26 runs, 22 of them earned, 25 hits, 15 strikeouts, 19 walks. His last outing was a game that was not statted and is still not on the Hastings Sodbusters official stat sheet, but he did pitch 2/3 of an inning at Casper back on July 13th, allowing 2 runs on no hits. He walked 2 that day, and like many of the Sodbusters, when they've had issues, it's been the walks, but he's had some really good outings too. And Brendan Wabick, one of the more verbose players on this team. If you get a chance to go to our Sodcast, to Ryan Valente with a tremendous interview, it was edited down to, 12 minutes or so? That guy
had
could
it
talk.
about 16 or 17 minutes, and I mean, we were just talking like we were buddies getting to know each other. That's just how casual it was. And he's a Canadian guy, so you get to hear about all of the American-Canadian pipeline. Find out some of the stereotypes about Canada and America, according to Brendan Wabick.
Very cool. His defense, will tell you about that as the Prospects will send Paul Schuyler to the mound, right-handed hitter stepping in. Schuyler out of Cloud County Community College, headed on to UNO. He's a Bellevue East guy, batting .244 on the year. He's got a home run and a couple of doubles, and he's knocked in 6. Schuyler has scored 9 runs against Hastings overall, 1 for 9, including 0 for 4 yesterday. Schuyler in the red-clad jerseys. They have several uniform combinations, this Prospects crew. They go with the gray pants today, black numbers. The pitch misses. It's 2 balls and no strikes on Paul Schuyler. Defensively, Fred Bond doing the catching. At first base, it's Jack Borgman. Second base for the Hastings Sodbusters, Drew Vega. Third, Bryce Ronkin. Shortstop is Josh Prenner. The outfield left to right, Cale Jensen, Alexiel Delgado, and Taylor Gill. Here's the 2-0 delivery, and that is missing for ball 3. One thing that's going to get you into trouble in just about any level of baseball is walks, and Wabick needing to find that strike 1 as Jake Yeager is doing the balls and strikes behind home plate today. Daniel Roth is the field umpire for this Independence Baseball League matchup, as down to the final 3 games of the regular season and high drama in terms of the playoff situation. 3-0 pitch missing for ball 4. Paul Schuyler earns a walk, and Drew Borner will be coming to the plate for the Prospects.
Steve, I led you astray. That does look like a Yeager, but you must have a little bit of a doppelganger. This is a Stephen Craze. We've seen him before this season, so that is my bad. I told you wrong there.
And I'm with you. When I thought it was Yeager as well. Stephen Craze got some history with the Hastings Sodbusters, and so hopefully everything will be drama-free today. As 1 on, nobody out, as he was involved in a situation where a Sodbuster got ejected earlier in this season, but we will hope for a nice, calm game today as the pitch misses. Drew Borner, and Wabick is yet to find the strike zone. For Borner, .267 on the year, a home run, a triple, 5 doubles to go along, 16 runs batted in, and 12 runs scored. Decent lead, not going anywhere, and the pitch is high. Wabick has yet to throw a strike. Come on, Brendan, find your way. As Drew Borner, Southeast Community College, on to UNO next. He is a Millard West guy. Hit .301 in the spring for Southeast. Drew Borner, .250 against the Sodbusters this year. Has a multi-hit game during those contests. A throw over to first, not in time. Back on June 22nd, went 2 for 4, a double. Knocked in 4 that day and scored twice. Sodbusters have won 5 out of 6. That June 22nd, part of a doubleheader. 2-0 delivery. Pitch taken upstairs. That was a regularly scheduled doubleheader earlier in the year, a pair of 7-inning games when the Sodbusters and Prospects met back on the 22nd. Sodbusters lost the opener 8-6, rallied to win game 2 4-2. Really one of the heart and soul type of wins for this team this season. Talk about ones you should have won. That's probably one you should have lost. So probably evens out as the season goes on. There have been a few of those that think, how in the world did Hastings win that game? And there have been several you think, how in the world did Hastings lose that game? Pitch over for a strike, 3-1. Maybe that gets the pump primed for Brendan Wabick as the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Nearly coming out of his shoes, Drew Borner, as he was thinking 408 to straightaway center into the wind, and now it's a full count as Borner steps back in with a smile on his face.
Yeah, hopefully that gives Wabick some juice, and like you said, wind blowing straight in from center field. Fly ball's not going to go very far today.
I will predict there will not be a home run here today at Duncan Field. 3-2 pitch on the way. Fouled back, and Wabick, after 7 in a row out of the zone, looks like he can throw it over all day. 3 straight in the zone. Unfortunately, that was fouled back. And 3-2 the count on Drew Borner. Down to just a few players. They have 9 regular players in uniform, and the head coach, player coach, is going to be the DH today. So it'll be interesting to see who coaches third when he comes over. Throw over to first is not in time. Just a snap throw to try to keep Paul Schuyler close. Schuyler 5 for 5 in stolen bases this year. Overall, the prospect 60 out of 73, which is not too bad considering they haven't played near the number of games, 29 on the year. Runner goes on the 3-2 pitch, and this one is lofted high in the air. Right field could be trouble. It will not be, and a chance at a double play, but no. Good job for Taylor Gill. Elects not to throw back, and good hustle for Paul Schuyler to get on his horse and get back to first base. So it's a lazy fly to right. 1 on, 1 out for Jacob Perrin.
And credits Schuyler for being aware to get back to the base there. That's super easy where you can lose track of the ball and get doubled off there. And I was ready for Gilly to come up and throw it over, but like you said, probably the good idea just to put it in your back pocket there.
Here's Jacob Perrin, 250 on the year, a triple, 4 doubles, knocked in 6, and scored 12 times. Runner goes on the first pitch, taken outside, throw down to second base, not going to be in time. Really good jump for Paul Schuyler. A perfect 6 for 6 in stolen bases this year. So runner in scoring position, 1 out. Jacob Perrin ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Perrin, 5 for 12 against the Sodbusters this year. He's done pretty well. He had a multi-hit game back in the second game of the Twin Bill on June 22nd. Had a triple, knocked in 1. Yesterday, he was in the lineup and went 1 for 3 with a run scored for the Nebraska Prospects, based out of Omaha. That's where their high school teams play out of as well. They get kids from all over the state for their young group. Their college team, mostly Omaha Metro grads, and they've been helping out the league here for the last 3 years or so, and it's been nice to get more home games. The Prospects travel only here in the IBL. 2-0 the count on Jacob Perrin. Runner goes from second to third, and the throw down to third base is off the runner, but it doesn't advance far enough as Ronkin is able to chase it down. Sodbusters probably catch a break here as Paul Schuyler steals second, steals third, and now the count is Jacob Perrin's way, 2-1, a chance for the Prospects to steal an early run here.
Yeah, definitely thought Schuyler could have gotten up and scampered home there, especially with his speed. If he's stealing third, go for it and put the pressure on the Busters tonight.
And they really have nothing to lose. It's an interesting dynamic. I mean, the Sodbusters have everything to play for. Prospects are thinking, we're just going to be happy to be in this one with the limited resources we have. So it'll be interesting to see the whole mentality of it. Little looping liner. It's off the glove of Ronkin, and everybody's going to be safe. Couldn't catch it in the air as it skipped off his glove. Really tough play. Probably an infield single here, and the Prospects score first on a Jacob Perrin little pop-up that just fell off the glove of Ronkin, and it's 1-0 Nebraska Prospects.
Tough play for all sides, and credit Paul Schuyler working himself into scoring position, and if he still at second base, he's probably still there right now if he doesn't steal third, and it's still a 0-0 game.
Bouncing ball right side foul. Now, 1-run deficit hasn't been much for this Sodbuster team during this little 5-game streak. They battled back last Sunday to win against the Bison. They were on the road against Owyhee, had to make a couple of big comebacks, and the offense really rolled, but you don't want to put yourself behind the 8 ball early. Now Wabick just trying to minimize here. Runner not going anywhere as the throw over to first base, not in time. Jacob Perrin stands at that first base bag, and he's 5 for 8 in stolen bases this year. 1-0 Prospects. Here's the pitch. Misses the throw down to first, bounces in there. Great stop for Borgman as Fred Bond puts his head down, shakes it back and forth. He's either been really hit or miss. Sometimes he has been a gun and been able to throw out runners. There's also been times where the ball has either sailed on him or been a little bit low, and we've seen that turn into some runs. 1-1 with 1 out. Bond among those guys, still thinking about his next college stop. Pitch fouled back, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on the batter. That would be Trenton Berry, Northeast Community College guy out of Oahu. As the Prospects already with the lead, we'll see if the Hastings Sodbusters can minimize the damage. Berry, 246 on the year, 6 runs batted in, 8 runs scored. One of the guys who can also pitch. Took something off of it and could not get the call from Stephen Craze. 2-1 the count. Already a lot of pitches thrown for Wabick here in this first inning.
Approaching 20 pitches, only recorded 1 out.
And everyone's short on pitching at this time, so it'll be interesting to see how Hastings has it set up for the weekend. 2-2 pitch on the way. A little looper, but going to be caught by Vega. When it came off the bat, you thought, uh-oh, but no problem with the range of Vega. 2 outs in the inning. And really, Wabick, when he's had the ball put in play against him, no hard contact. It's just a matter of getting the pitch over. And so far, so good in terms of his pitch effectiveness when he can get them to swing at it. Here's Corey Kozad trying to continue with the inning with the Prospects on top 1-0 and a runner at first. Corey Kozad, one of the guys who's played most of this season, 246 on the year. Runner goes, pitch swung on a miss, throw down to second base, not going to be a time. Good job for Vega just to get airborne to make sure it didn't get any farther and to also avoid the runner coming in, Jacob Perrin. So runner at second and 2 outs, and Kozad ahead in the count, or I should say behind in the count, 0-1 after he swung at that pitch.
Prospects not messing around with the stolen base card tonight, and yeah, you know that they have nothing to lose tonight, so why not put the pressure on and try to play spoiler here?
Kozad, 2 out of 13 for a 154 average against the Sodbusters. Loops this one foul. Borgman, a long run, can't quite get there. Quickly 2 strikes on Kozad, and Wabick trying to get out of this with no more damage done. A walk, a couple of stolen bases, an infield single plating a run for the Nebraska Prospects as they have a runner at second base with 2 outs now. Final 3 games of the regular season. If you want to come out and see the Sodbusters, running out of time. 6:35 tomorrow, 6:35 Sunday. If the Sodbusters somehow make the playoffs, they'll get going with that on Tuesday, but got to have a lot of things happen. First things first, winning the next 3 and getting some help. 0-2 pitch inside for ball 1. 1-2 the count on Corey Kozad. Kozad, another of the Southeast Community College guys, really big tie to Southeast. He went to Millard West in high school. A lot of Metro area players. Of course, Metro baseball's dynamite. A lot of good teams out of the Metro, and we've seen a lot of college baseball players play at a very high level from the Omaha Metro area. 1-2 pitch taken upstairs, 2-2. Although high school ball the last couple of years, teams like Lincoln East making some noise. Lincoln East did a great job getting to the American Legion World Series last year, so the Metro's not been quite as dominant there for a while in Legion ball. It was Metro winning both divisions of the state tournament year in and year out. 2-2 pitch on the way. Grand Island won an occasional one, and then just a few years ago you saw really a wacky thing happen. Fremont and Gretna, both out of the same district, A6. Gretna at that time was not a part of the Metro Conference, and those 2 teams both won their respective division tournaments. 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Could be troubled. Nope. It's going to be picked up by Prenner. He's got it and throw to first in time. When it came off the bat, thought that may have enough legs to get to center field, but Josh Prenner, great range. Throws out Corey Kozad, and after all of that, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left. We head to the bottom half of inning number 1. Prospects 1, Sodbusters coming up.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
And at the bottom half of inning number 1, the Hastings Sodbusters trail it 1-0 as they're going to be battling against Kyler Hansen. Hansen coming in 1-0, or should say 1-1 with a save, a 5.15 ERA, making his 8th appearance in 17 2/3 innings. He's allowed 13 runs, 24 hits. He struck out 14 and walked 11. He went to Wayne State in the spring, 0-1 with an 11.88 ERA during his spring season. And as far as the defense for the Prospects, they go with J.D. DePrima at the catcher's spot. Playing first base, Jonathan Moffitt. At second, it's Corey Kozad. Third is Trenton Berry. The shortstop is Drew Borner. In left field, it's Jacob Perrin. In center field, Paul Schuyler. And in right field, Colton Homolka. And I'm just saying, and you never know how it's going to work out, but like I said, the Prospects are so thin on their roster. I heard them saying, well, I've played third base. So I played third base in high school, so it'll be fascinating to see Trenton Berry. I don't know how much experience he has at third, but even they were wondering who's going to be our third baseman today. So this will be a fascinating defensive game for this Nebraska Prospect squad, as they may have guys, as you say, playing out of position a bit.
Definitely going to be kind of like a fire sale, shuffle around here and there, and it's almost like a junior league, the little league getting going.
Yep.
All right, you're going to play 3 innings at this position, and we're all going to flip-flop and have some new guys in. Definitely be interesting to see, but the Sodbusters are seeing Hansen on the mound for the second time this season. Saw him last on June 22nd. Only pitched 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, and he did not walk any. Did not give up a hit and struck out 1, so not a whole lot of experience against the Sodbusters, but plenty of experience this summer. Just his 3rd start this summer and his 1st in 20 days.
Here's Taylor Gill, and man, he has been a nice addition. How about 372 on 16 of 43 as he takes the first pitch for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes on Taylor Gill. Orem, Utah guy who's made a lot of stops. Went to Northeast Community College, and now he's on to the University of Ohio, the Bobcat, getting a chance to play D1 ball. 1-0, and was not with the Sodbusters early in the year, but joining them late, much like he did last season, and he has been instant offense. As the Prospects, he went 2 for 5 yesterday. How about 2 triples, 4 runs batted in, and 2 runs scored for Taylor Gill. 1-1 delivery is taken outside for a ball, and 2 balls and 1 strike on Taylor Gill. So many options. I mean, Drew Vega was just locked into the top spot in the order, but Gill is great up there. Now you're able to put Vega at the 9 spot. Delgado could be a top of the order guy. He's in the 7 spot today as the pitch misses for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on Taylor Gill for the Hastings Sodbusters. A marketing major. Left-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher, and this one is fouled away, 3-2 on Taylor Gill.
How about the game from Gill last night? 2 RBI triples in the exact same spots down the right field line. Visited the 367 sign. You figured the Prospects would learn after the first one. They did not.
370 down the left field line, 408 to straightaway centers. The pitch outside, and great speed on the bases for Taylor Gill as he'll take his 10 stolen bases to first base here in 11 games for the Hastings Sodbusters. Runner at first, nobody out for Josh Printer. Printer for the Hastings Sodbusters, 262, a home run, 2 triples, as he has worked his way to the top of the doubles chart. Pretty good battle going on for the team lead in that. 23 runs batted in and 35 runs scored. He now leads the team in that category. He has a mighty swing here and does not make contact. No balls and a strike on Josh, who also leads the team in walks. And he's done pretty well against the Prospects this year, 8 out of 22. 2 doubles, 3 runs batted in, 3 runs scored, coming off a 1-for-4 game yesterday, and he knocked in a run. Decent lead for Gill. Sodbusters trying to get the run back after they gave up one at the top of the inning. Pitch low, and it's through the legs of the catcher, and Gill, who was thinking about stealing, will take the bag instead, as he will get it on wild pitch pass ball. We'll see how they ruled it.
It looked like DePrima. Gill almost did like a bluff steal, and then DePrima thought he was stealing and just took his eye off the ball, and proves fortunate for the Sodbusters, and you definitely want to get that run right back here in the first inning.
Pass ball, the official call, probably the right call, as it was not quite in the dirt. 1-1 pitch and fouled away. As 1-2 now on Josh Printer. Could be the final couple of games for Josh Printer as a college-eligible baseball player, as he's likely going to go into coaching. He's got his degree in interdisciplinary studies. Haven't heard the official stop. We'd heard unofficially where he's going to go, but I don't know if the contracts have been signed or not, so we'll just say coaching is his next option. 1-2 delivery on the way. Took something off of that one. Printer skies this one to the air. Pretty well hit to center field. Tagging is Gill. That will be caught, and Gill will hustle on to third. Great base running for Gill. Good decision, as going back was Paul Schuyler. Schuyler, plenty of room, but plenty of time for Taylor Gill to advance from second to third.
Even with the winds, got it out there pretty well, and Gill read it well and puts himself in a good scoring opportunity now, just like Paul Schuyler did for the Prospects in the first inning, getting himself at third base with just 1 out. Gives the Sodbusters a little more options to get him home.
Here's Cale Jensen, Central City guy, playing left field today. He's at Northeast Community College as far as this college stop, and no balls and a strike, as Cale could not catch up with that one, hitting .289 on the year, a triple, a double, 23 runs batted in, 21 runs scored, went 1 for 4 with 2 runs in 3 games against the Prospects so far this year. Hits this one pretty hard on the ground to right field. That's a base hit, and the Sodbusters get it tied, and they're not done yet. As Cale Jensen, Central City proud, their junior team just won a state championship for the first time in decades, I think this century. His little brother is on that team, so he's pretty proud of, he's got another brother who's just graduated high school, but little brother is on that junior team, which was just dynamite this year for Central City.
How dynamite? They did not lose once this summer. Undefeated. That is very impressive.
Here's Jack Borgman, standing in the right-handed box for the Hastings Sodbusters, takes upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes on Jack. It's been hot since he came back and joined the Sodbusters. Now hitting .333 at home this year, .234 on the season. Was down below 200 for a portion of this summer, and good to see him back a-rolling. He's knocked in 13, has scored 17, 1 for 2 in stolen bases, and watches this one go by for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jack Borgman, Northeast Community College guy. A math education major in college. College teammate of Cale Jensen, who leads away from first. 1 on, 1 out, 1 home, 1-1 the count on Jack Borgman, who watches it go by for ball 2, 2-1 on Jack. So Prospects get their leadoff man aboard, get him home. The Sodbusters get their leadoff man aboard and get him home, both on walks. Who'd have thought?
Me.
Yeah. 2-1, the count on Jack Borgman. And the pitch. Low for a ball, 3-1 now on Jack Borgman. And you wonder about the Prospects and their pitching options, as they went 3 deep yesterday, only have 9 players here. Their DH today is their head coach. So I'm sure they want to see a lot of strikes thrown, just like the Sodbusters. Every team in the league is probably getting a little bit taxed at this time of year, but no one more than this Nebraska prospect squad, as they're on the road right now with 9 players. We thought maybe some more players are going to be coming from the eastern part of the state, but that didn't happen today. 3-2 the count on Jack Borgman after he fouled the last pitch off. Watches this one go by for ball 4, and a long inning continuing here. Only 1 out, runners at first and second, 1 home, and Bryce Ronkin tries to keep it going.
A little bit different last night for the Sodbusters, seen in the lower to middle 70s from the Prospect starter yesterday. They're seeing the upper 80s, 87 to 88 from Hansen so far this first inning.
Hansen out of Wayne State, but not many of them have been strikes at this point. And the pitch is swung on and missed. Ronkin couldn't catch up with that one. Bryce Ronkin, a D1 guy for this Hastings Sodbuster team. Nice addition for the Hastings squad, batting .269 with a triple, 4 doubles, 17 runs batted in, and 11 runs scored. He's played in 15 games. Basically showed up when the other South Dakota State guys left. They had two really good pitchers who ran out of their innings and ended up leaving the squad pretty much July 1st, as you had Jack Kruger and Jude Sundquist, two excellent pitchers for the Sodbusters in the first month plus of the year. 1-1 the count on Bryce Ronkin. Ronkin coming off a hamstring injury in the spring. Good to see him get healthy and do some pretty good things. Big lead for Jensen out at second. Pitch taken on the outside corner for strike one, 2-1 on Bryce Ronkin for the Hastings Sodbusters, a business major, formerly a pre-physical therapy major, making his debut against the Prospects. Didn't play yesterday for the Hastings Sodbusters. First and second, one out, 1-1. Each team with one hit. Very similar line score. Leadoff man scored. Sodbusters able to get that home with RBI singles from the three-hole hitter. Now the Sodbusters with 2 on and just 1 out. And 3-1 now on Ronkin. The last thing Gabe Shemwell wants to see is struggles from Kyler Hansen, who needs to get out there, and it is a 2-2 count instead. That was called a strike by Stephen Craze. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice comeback and a big out there as they get Ronkin down on strikes, and Jackson Crane will try to keep it going. And how about Jackson Crane lately, Ryan Valenta?
He had a torrential tear in his road series against Oahe, that 4-for-6 game, and then a 3-hit night last night. All of them singles, and it seems like that ball looks like a beach ball to him at the plate right now.
First pitch swinging and fouls it away. As Jackson Crane now up to a .357 batting average, a team best .389 at home this year with 2 triples, 3 doubles, 15 runs batted in, 9 runs scored for Jackson Crane. And what might have been, he's battled some wrist issues, didn't play for a few weeks, and has come off that layoff hot and went into the layoff hot. So he had some neat moments before his injury. Jackson Crane, one of the many Arkansas Tech players who has contributed to the Sodbuster success during the course of the summer, in the lineup today as the DH. 0-2 pitch on the way. Crane couldn't catch up to it, fouled it off, and one hopper. Nice play for Corey Caranda over there with the right hand. We'll toss it to the Prospect dugout. Remains 0-2 on Crane, trying to continue this inning. Jensen at second, Borgman at first. The Northeast Community College Hawks trying to be RBI recipients of the Arkansas Tech guy. Runners go. Pitch taken for a strike, and doesn't matter. It won't be a stolen base. It'll instead be back-to-back strikeouts. Nice bounce back there for Kyler Hansen to strike out the 5 and 6 hitters in the Sodbuster lineup, and only 1 run allowed. 1 run on 1 hit. We head to the second. It's a 1-all tie. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball's head of the second inning. It's a 1-1 tie. 53 pitches in that first inning. Ryan Valenta, it's a long old day at the ballpark, and it's only the second. Thankfully, it's the weekend, and maybe you don't have to get up early tomorrow.
Well, that is the case, fortunately. But, yeah, compared to last night, we were finishing up the third inning at this exact time last night. So, Steve, I don't know if it's a you thing. Maybe you not being here influences some things.
Sodbusters are unbeaten when I do not attend games this year, by the way. I'm just saying.
3-0.
Yeah,
that is a fact. But that's good. It's good to have you back. You know,
I'll bet.
Just talking myself and talking with Scott for 2 straight innings without getting a break. it's a little taxing on the voice. I won't lie. But with the coach due up here fourth today. We've got Keenan Lentel. He's the third base coach for this inning, and they said, we don't need a first base coach, I guess. Nobody is in the coaching box down there first.
Not till they get anybody on at first. So if you hit the ball, you're just going to have to make your own determination whether you're going to go to. J.D. DePrima will bat now. He is a Northwestern State Demon, formerly Northeast Community College. He is 1 for 9 against Hastings and 176 on the year, and skies this one out of play on the right side. So J.D. DePrima getting his opportunity at the plate here for the Nebraska prospects, as you mentioned, 6, 7, and 8, and then number 9 hitter Gabe Shemwell, the head coach. He approached the Sodbusters before the game, said, I've got 2 years of eligibility. We're out of players. Can I DH today? And they said, sure, why not? Hard hit ball, but the first baseman, Jack Borgman. Love the way he plays that first base bag. So smooth out there. 3 unassisted there to retire DePrima. 1 out for Jonathan Moffitt.
Does really everything there and has the range, too, has some speed. See him lay out, stretch for those balls, and Jack Borgman, thank you for reconsidering and coming back, especially when the season on the line here.
And here's Borgman's college teammate, Jonathan Moffitt, a Northeast Community College guy. He's from Millard West High School, and takes the off-speeder over for a strike. No balls and a strike. Hate to jinx it, but a good start in this inning for Brendan Wabick, just throwing strikes. And that is a key here on a day like today. At Duncan Field, temperatures in the 90s, winds blowing almost straight in from center field. It's going to be tough to hit it out. 0-1 delivery. Throw a lot of strikes, and you're going to win a lot of games here at Duncan Field. The pitch is back to the screen. 1-1 the count on Moffitt, who is 0 for 13 on the season in 9 games played. And did go 0 for 1 yesterday against the Hastings Sodbusters, and also pitched 3 innings as they went without a DH yesterday. So all of their pitchers hit. Many of those batting for the first time this year. 2-1 the count now on Moffitt. 1 out, nobody on. Here in the second inning, prospects and busters each getting their leadoff man aboard. Both of those guys coming home on RBI singles from the 3-hole hitters in their lineup. The hits are even at 1. The game is even at 1. 2-1 delivery and popped up down the right field line. Fair territory. Is anybody going to get there? Nope. Borgman got the closest. Followed closely by Taylor Gill, and 2-2 on Moffitt. Big games. They're all big here in the Independence League in the final weekend. Every game is meaningful. Casper can clinch the second half title with any win this weekend or any loss by Fremont. If they do win the second half, then the second playoff berth will be who has the second best overall record. Fremont is in the driver's seat right now, but a lot of things could happen over the next 3 days. 2-2 pitch, fouled back. Sodbusters trying to find a way to remain relevant. They have to win all 3 games for that to happen. And then they have to have Spearfish beat Fremont 2 out of 3. Not 1 out of 3, not 3 out of 3, 2 out of 3, which is very possible. 2-2 pitch on the way. Popped up. This one should be playable as Gill over in foul territory drops it. Oh, boy. Just got a little bit, almost overran it, and it just kind of came right down at his stomach, and he couldn't bring it in. So more pitches have to be thrown here by Wabick with 1 out and nobody on, and that will be disappointing for Gill and company. As the Hastings Sodbusters try to overcome that bit of unfortunate occurrence. And new life for Jonathan Moffitt. I was already ready to write it down in my scorebook. Sodbusters so well stocked in the outfield this year. Great speed. Got several guys who could play center field. Gill being one of those. Like I say, he got there in plenty of time. 2-2 pitch on the way. Down low for ball 3 and 3-2. The countdown on Moffitt. Particularly a guy who doesn't have a hit this year. You want to make the defensive play and keep him over. Now he gets a gift, new life. See what happens here. Hastings Sodbusters and the Nebraska prospects down to the final 3 games of the year. 3-2 delivery. Misses for ball 4, and that's really disappointing now as second walk of the game issued by Wabick, and Colton Homolka will come to the plate. Homolka, outstanding high school player at Norris, going to be headed on to Southeast Community College. Is mainly a pitcher. Matter of fact, his second game of the season, batting 0 for 3 yesterday, but You know he batted when he was at Norris High School, so it hasn't been that long that he had seen plate appearances, but had been a pitcher-only guy until late in the season. Homolka stands in the right-handed box. And the pitch. Fouled over by the dugout of the Nebraska prospects. Karams back out into the field. Daniel Roth, the umpire, picks it up and tosses to Wabick. No balls and a strike on Homolka.
And even though he is a pitcher only this summer, like you said, Steve, put the ball in. He put it in play all 3 times yesterday, and even their starting pitcher, P.J. Laux, when his at bats, he had some good swings on it, and even tried to beat out a ground ball. Laux dove in head first to try and beat the throw at first base. So they may be pitchers only, but they can swing it. They're athletes.
I'm thinking Laux had some at bats last year for the Nebraska prospects. 4 at-bats last year. Okay, well, I thought he had some at-bats, but I didn't realize it was that few.
Yeah, I looked him up last year, and he was just a cool 0 for 4 last year in one game where he had to bat. Of course, he had a lot of bats last season for the prospects that they were able to use.
Didn't have to. Bounces it back up the middle. Printer's got it. Dishes with the glove to second. Barehand throw for Vega. Throws it away. It'll be a fielder's choice grounder, but really fun to watch. How about the athleticism there for Printer and Vega to try to turn 2? They do get the lead runner out of that.
Love that play there. The glove flip, and Vega had to get him. Homolka ran pretty well. Do or die play there, and fortunate in that the ball didn't go out into the dugout.
So 1 on, 2 outs now, and here is the beer batter, and Gabe Shemwell, who is the head coach for the Nebraska prospects, says, make me the beer batter, have fun. All right, so Shemwell with his first at bat, he said, in 4 years, other than slow pitch softball. And Wabick against Shemwell, who stands in. Here's the pitch. Strike 1.
He is a tall man in the plate, so he's probably got a little bit of a higher strike zone, too.
Went to the University of Sioux Falls. Ryan Valenta's doing his research here. He's got the Gabe Shemwell picture pulled up. He had the beard back in the college days.
Yep, got the scruffy beard, shin beard. Oh, he put a good swing on it there. 2017 through 2019 with the Sioux Falls Cougars, and only actually played 1 season, a .204 hitter in 22 games. So he can hit it. But, yeah, like you said, it's been 5 years, so got to shake off the rust a little bit.
Shemwell still got the beard, but it was much more impressive in his college days. 0-2, the count on Shemwell. They were having the over-under on the number of strikeouts for the head coach with his team today. I say he's enjoying it. He's embracing the moment. Season winding down, and everybody's having a good time. It's the Hastings Sodbusters, Nebraska prospect squaring off, 2 outs. The throw over to first nearly got away. Great job for Borgman to keep Homolka on and not land on Homolka when he came down after he had to jump up and get it. Homolka jockeying away, and the 0-2 pitch called strike 3. Shemwell, a smile on his face as he heads to the dugout. Don't get thrown out as the batter. You're the player coach, all right? I think he's okay with it. So that'll do it for this second inning. Fans are happy because there's going to be some sort of alcohol special. We head to the bottom half of inning number 2, 1-1 the score. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
At the bottom half of inning number 2 already, it's 1-1 as the Sodbusters and the Nebraska prospects. It's only been 2-run score, but it feels like this game's dragging a little bit, just a little bit. As we'll see what Hastings can get down with the bottom of the order. Delgado, Bond, and Vega against the right-hander Kyler Hansen, who threw 27 pitches in his first inning, was able to strike out Ronkin and Crane to end the inning after it looked like the Sodbusters were going to put more on the board. They had 1 home, 2 on, just 1 out. And a nice bounce back for Hansen to strike out 2 pretty good and hot sodbuster hitters. Now here's Alexiel Delgado, another guy who's got it headed in the right direction. Below 200 much of the year. He's up to 254, and he's hitting .328 at home. Tied for first on the team in home runs with 2, tied for first on the team in triples with 3, tied for first in doubles with 7, and he promptly bounces this one into left field for a base hit. Stay hot, Alexiel, 1 on, nobody out for Fred Bond.
Yeah, he's definitely been swinging it well, and like Scott told us a few days ago, that kind of in the middle season, Delgado kind of felt like he was guessing at the plate, wasn't seeing pitches well, and he appears to have figured it out late this season.
And I didn't even get a chance to finish what he leads the team in. 25 RBIs, and he is now the guy who leads the team in being hit by a pitch with 11, as he is the Sawyer Duddleston Memorial hit by pitch leader as Sawyer's left the team. So we'll turn that over to Alexiel, who is still like 10 behind Sawyer Duddleston. 1-0 the count now on Fred Bond, starting catcher for the Hastings Sodbusters, standing in the right-handed box. A small lead for Alexiel, who does have stolen base capabilities, although his percentage is not real good. Fred Bond on the year, batting .145, he's got a double, a triple, he's knocked in 9, he's scored 8, he's 1 for 4 against the Prospects this year with an RBI and a run scored in 2 games played. Righty-righty matchup, and the pitch. Right there for strike 2 and 1 the count on Fred Bond. Alexiel Delgado for the season, 6 out of 11 in stolen bases. He's got speed, but there have been times where it's not gone well on the base paths for Alexiel. 2-1 delivery inside, 3-1 on Bond with Drew Vega waiting on deck. Of course, probably don't think about the batting averages at this point. I mean, they're available for everybody, but Kyler Hansen, if he knew the batting average of Fred Bond, throw it over and see what happens. Fred has scuffled at the plate this year, 3-1 delivery. And put that one down the middle, and Bond with decent contact there and fouled it away, 3-2. And like I said, Duncan Field on a day like today and most days. Matter of fact, you throw strikes and you're going to have a chance to go pretty deep in contests here. 3-2, nobody out. Sodbusters have out hit the Prospects 2-1. We're just in the second of a 1-1 game. And Bond went after one out of the zone, and he will go down on strikes for the first out of the inning, and Drew Vega will come to the plate. Vega has had a nice year, .336, hitting .333 at home, so he's actually been better on the road now after that great road trip out to Oahe. 2 doubles, 15 runs batted in. He scored 31 times and leads the team with 26 stolen bases. He has been a prospect problem this year. And fists this one into right field for a base hit. Sodbuster should have first and third as Delgado hits the second base bag, flies to third. The throw is going to be caught by the third baseman, and that decision will allow Vega to move on to second. It's a single and a third on the throw. I should say to second on the throw for Vega. So now the Sodbusters will have second and third and 1 out with the top of the order coming up.
Yeah, Homolka needs to know to just throw that into the cutoff man, keep it first and third, keep a double play in order. But really a mental lapse there to give the Sodbusters a break. Now 2 on the pond for Gilly.
Although, in fairness to Molka, going into the weekend, did he know he was going to be playing right field? Probably, with limited options, pitcher-only guy, but now is forced to play in the field and probably hasn't had to hit a cutoff man much of the time this summer. And Tanner Gill fouls the first pitch away, no balls and a strike. A walk, a stolen base, or I should say a pass ball, and then a run scored his first time up, came in on the Cale Jensen RBI single. 1-1 the score, but the Sodbusters tried to gain the lead for the first time today. We're just in the second inning of a slow-moving contest here at Duncan Field. 0-1 delivery. Taken outside, 2-1. Doesn't matter, fast, slow. The Sodbusters have to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. They need 3 wins and then some help to get to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. First year, the Sodbusters were in the Expedition League. They were a playoff team. 1-1 delivery. Hit hard into right field. That's a base hit. 1 run will score. Sodbusters have tremendous speed, but they will hold up their second runner in the person of Drew Vega. So the RBI single for Gill. Plus, this gets you plenty of options on the bases with tremendous speed at first and third.
Gill with more RBIs, had 4 last night. and already has a one tonight, 5 RBI in the past 24 hours.
Here's Josh Printer. Hit it hard enough the last time to bring in a run if they would have had a runner at third. If he does another one here, he'll get an RBI as he lined out to center field. Josh Printer 0 for 1. See if they give an opportunity for Gill to take second. He will go. Throw down to second base is going to bounce away. Double steal was on as coming home will be Drew Vega. Gill with a stolen base, Vega with a stolen base, and the Sodbusters have 2 on the board and not done yet with only 1 out and 1 strike to count on Josh Printer. 3-1 Sodbusters.
That's just so tough for DePrima, the catcher. Put it right where he wanted it, but second baseman Kozad could not handle it, and that would have been a sure out if he catches that baseball.
Sodbusters would have scored the run regardless, as coming home to score was Drew Vega. It's a great speed as the Sodbusters see a 1-1 count now on Printers, so Vega extends his team lead in stolen bases with his 27th of the year. Swings and misses here for Josh Printer. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Josh. Hastings Sodbusters scoring 1 of the first, 2 in the second against the undermanned Nebraska prospects, but you got to come out and play. You know that in baseball any given day if things go your way. 1-2, and Printer did not mean to swing there as he could not hold up, and he is a strikeout victim. And Hansen's thrown a lot of pitches, but he has had decent strikeout stuff. Already 4 strikeouts here in the second as Cale Jensen tries to keep it going.
Kind of seems like it's been either hits, RBI, or strikeout for the prospects' defense so far, but Jensen, one of the guys that got the game opened in the first inning, trying to get another multi-hit game.
And Jensen pops it up. Literally, this inning had been hit or miss until this play, but it will be out of play, as we've seen 2 strikeouts and 3 singles for the Hastings Sodbusters. So the epitome of hit or miss. Now 0-1 the count on Cale Jensen, who got off to a really slow start for Hastings, but a very respectable .260 batting average. .262 officially coming into today, if you throw in the unstatted game out in Casper. He would probably like to throw away that game because he went 0 for 5 in that contest back on a Saturday on the road trip to Casper. Fouls this pitch away, no balls and 2 strikes, but just talked to him about the fact he was just getting himself out so much early in the year and now swinging at strikes and doing well. A pre-chiropractic major. He's already got his certified performance training certificate, exercise science. Going back to Northeast Community College, swings and misses here, so Hansen strikes out the side, but gives up 2 runs on 3 hits. And we head to the third inning. We'll hear from Ryan when we come back. 3-1. Busters lead it. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Head to the third inning. The Sodbusters lead it by a score of 3-1. Let's turn things over to Ryan Valenta.
Thanks, Steve. I'll try and speed things up here a little bit. The first 2 innings taking almost a combined hour. Again, last night we were through 3 innings in just about half an hour. So even though the runs haven't been too much, you'd figure this would be more of like a 6-3 or 5-3 type of ball game. We will try and get things sped up here a little bit. Sodbusters in control for the moment in the must-win game. And the other game that we're keeping a track of, Fremont is already up 5-0 against Spearfish, and that does not spell good news. Fremont scoring 5 runs in the first inning to take that lead over Spearfish. And like we told you, Spearfish wins 2 out of 3. Sodbusters sweep. It's the Busters, so even if Fremont wins tonight, it's not over yet, but then you're on life support for the next 2 games. Top of the 3rd inning, and we are back to the prop of the prospect lineup. Paul Schuyler gets an at-bat. He walked and scored in the 1st inning and kind of got himself in scoring position after the walk, stole both bases, and then came home on an RBI single a couple batters later. Next pitch from Brendan Wabick popped out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wabick's thrown a lot of pitches, and both pitchers so far has kind of been wild finding the zone, but they've been able to limit the damage probably more than they should have.
Mentioned 5-0 in Spearfish. That doesn't mean a whole lot. It seems like we've seen a lot of games 21-15. So 5-0. It certainly doesn't mean the game's over.
Spearfish is a team that scored 26 runs in a game this season. Breaking ball drops right in there to Schuyler. Again, he walked in the first last night as the number 9 hitter, 0 for 4. And that was a prospect team that only recorded 5 hits. And they got a lot of their action in the 9th inning. 1-1, lined into the gap left center field. It will get down for a base hit. Paul Schuyler with the hits, his first of the series, and it's a leadoff single here in the 3rd inning. Schuyler's been on base twice. His 11th hit of the summer. And with a couple of stolen bases already, you know he's a threat to run again. Wabick not the fastest to the plates, and Bond not the fastest to second base on the throw. I wouldn't be surprised to see him swipe a base or 2 this time. Not going on the first pitch. It's ball 1 up high to Drew Borner. He flew out in the 1st inning, and Borner was responsible for breaking up the perfect game, if you will. Marcus Miller last night set the prospects down in order, 9 up, 9 down, and then he singled to lead off the 4th inning for the first hit and base runner for Nebraska last night. Pops it in the air to right field. Taylor Gill's over there, waiting for it to come down, and he puts the squeeze on this one for the first out of the inning. So Borner has visited Gill out there twice and is 0 for 2. And it brings up Jacob Perrin. He drove home the game's first run in the 1st inning with a single. So he's 1 for 1, and Jacob Perrin, who has been kind of hit or miss this season for the prospects, delivered initially, but it's the Busters that have the lead right now. First pitch misses. Brendan Wabick throwing pitch number 51 already here in the 3rd inning. And to put that in perspective, the starter for the prospects, Kyler Hansen's already thrown 45 pitches, so we are throwing a lot of pitches. Down and in fastball, that one misses, 2-0. Jacob Perrin's a Bellevue East guy, one of the Southeast Community College guys. 250 average coming into tonight's game. But his big problem's been the strikeouts this summer. Perrin was the runner on the move. Schuyler is in there for his 3rd stolen base. Not the best throw by Fred Bond. But even with a good throw, Schuyler probably still has that stolen.
Fred really fighting it. You just looked at him kind of shake his head back and forth. Still trying to discover the magic behind home plate to be consistent. So hopefully Fred can get that alleviated wherever he makes his next college stop.
Fred Bond's actually thrown out the most base runners on the base pass, but he's had a lot more chances than any other catcher. Him and Yamato Sato, and then the other backup guys kind of doing the catching work now. Coming into tonight's game, Bond 39 for 45 in stolen bases allowed, has only caught 6 runners stealing, and is 0 for 3 tonight. Called strike. It's now a 3-1 count to Perrin after 3 straight misses from Wabick. Southpaw still behind. Line drive into shallow center field. It will fall just in front of Alexio Delgado, and a blooper of a base hit finds a perfect spot. And for the most part, like we said, the prospects not hitting it the hardest, but they're finding the spots to get base hits.
And a big chance here for the prospects after the Sodbusters scored 2 in the bottom of the 2nd. 2 on, 1 out, 4, 5, and 6 coming up, and Wabick has to bear down here to keep the lead.
Perrin with 1 hit last night, 2 tonight. He's got 3 hits so far in the series. Just came into the game with a 250 average. Here's Trent Berry. He lined out softly to Drew Vega at second base in the first inning. He is 0 for 1. Berry last night with a hit. He was also hit by a pitch, and he's going to get hit again. That one was on that little elbow guard that he had, and he will reach first base. It's bases loaded and 1 out.
Wabick not happy, thinking that Berry made no effort. Little Craig Biggio there, stick the elbow out, head down to first.
Well, the rule book says you just have to make an attempt, and that can be really anything, according to the umpire. As long as you make even the feeblest of attempts, you get credited with first base, and that's exactly what happened there. It's bases juiced, 1 out. It's gone single, fly out, single hit batter. And Corey Kozad will try and get this game back in the prospects' favor. It's Schuyler at third, Perrin at second, Berry at first base. Wabick trying to find it here. No action in the Sodbuster bullpen yet. Low in the turf and stopped just enough by Fred Bond to keep it close enough to keep Schuyler at third base. That was pitch number 57 already, and Wabick's just recorded 7 outs. Told you he's kind of been a hit-or-miss guy for the Sodbusters this summer. If he is on and finds the zone, and he can do good things. Still looking for it here, but still plenty of game left to play. Kozad swings at it, pops it up, shallow outfield. Going to be Taylor Gill snagging that. The throw comes all the way home on the fly. No advancements. And that is a good break for the Sodbusters for the second out of the inning. Taylor Gill throwing it home on the fly. Schuyler stays put. Probably good he did because that throw was perfect.
Big pitch there and a chance to get out of this with no damage done here in the third.
J.D. DePrima will bat, and he is 0 for 1. Grounded out to start off the second inning to first base. DePrima last night had an RBI triple in the 9th inning. That was one of the last few batters Marcus Miller faced. Slashes one out of play towards the parking lots, and that'll find a windshield. It's 0-1. See those balls go out, and then I go back out to my car at the end of the game and kind of hold my breath, and it's an exhale because I feel like at least once a game, somebody's got to have at least a little bit of a dent in their car with how hard these guys are putting them out of play. Now it's the opposite side, and DePrima has fouled it off both ways. It's 0-2. But good job by Wabick to get ahead. J.D. DePrima, Omaha guy, as Steve said, a Northwestern State demon. 176 average, getting just his 6th hit of the summer season last night against the Sodbusters. Here is the 0-2 pitch from Wabick. Fouled back, we'll do it again. Shadow starting to creep in on the infield, and it is time where all the left side infielders and the outfielders straightaway and in left field have a little bit of trouble with the sun. The Sodbusters at their home field, you figure they know how to combat that problem. No balls, 2 strikes again to DePrima. See you later. Nasty breaking ball. And he goes down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. It's 2 hits, nobody coming home, though, and 3 left on base. The Sodbusters dance out of a bases-loaded jam when they loaded them with just 1 out. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, Busters leading 3-1.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
See ya. Bottom of the third, 3-1 ball game. Busters up. And Kyler Hansen back out for his third inning of work as we hope for a Sodbuster win tonight. But we're really fortunate to be talking about a potential playoff shot this late in the season. Night and day difference from this year's to last year's team that only won 17 contests last year, already 30 wins this summer, 13 more than last year's total. And the Sodbusters guaranteeing themselves a winning season, if that's none less, which is upwards mobility for the program. You'll definitely get a lot of returners this year, and the returners coming back paying dividends, getting a lot of Division I guys early on. Things are looking bright for this Independence League team.
And hopefully bright for the Independence League as well. You hope the Plainsmen find a home. You hope the Bison find a home. That will certainly increase the quality of play in the league when you get to teams that have home fields and kind of have an ownership, if you will, literally, in the league. Hopefully those things happen in the offseason. We'll see how it all works out with the 5 existing teams and the 3 travel teams.
Jack Borgman bats and takes ball 1. And all travel teams this summer, they have just been pretty much non-competitive for the most part. The Prospects really the only team that saw any wins. They're 7 wins this summer. The Plainsmen, they got 1. The Bison have 2. So it has really just been all the home teams that have been the guys this summer. Oahe had a good streak of games, but they since have fallen out of the picture. And Jack Borgman walks on 4 straight pitches for the second time in as many at-bats. He is a leadoff base runner, and the Sodbusters have gotten their leadoff guy on in all 3 innings so far.
And they've scored in the first 2. Hopefully that trend continues as Ronkin, Crane, and Delgado try to get it done.
So far in 2+ innings pitched, 5 of the outs from Hansen have been strikeouts. That one took an awkward hop off the plate. It's in play, and it's a ground ball to second base. Thought that might have hit a foot, perhaps, but it's not the case. And it does move the runner over. Borgman advances to second, and Ronkin is out 4-3.
It's fortunate that it bounced so slowly that allowed Borgman to get to second, because Ronkin did not run well or fast. He would have been a certain double play candidate had they been able to get Borgman out at second.
Yeah, with the weird hop and just how slow Ronkin got out of the box, thought it might have hit a toe or something, but it was not the case. Good breaking ball for strike 1 to Jackson Crane. Ronkin retired. He's 0-2, and Crane 0-1 with the strikeouts. Trying to keep his hot ways going. Borgman in scoring position, dances off second base, the 0-1. Waited on the breaking ball and puts it out of play. And that will reach the stands, 0-2. Jackson Crane, one of the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys from Russellville, Arkansas, improved his batting average to .357 with his 3-hit game last night. 20 hits for him this summer in very limited playing time. The 0-2 pitch, cracked in the air to left field and deep left field. Going back and making the catch is Jacob Perrin, and winning the battle with the sun as well. Crane puts a good barrel on it, but he is left unrewarded.
Yeah, unfortunate that wasn't hit anywhere else, because, and really in any other ballpark in the Independence League, because that certainly would have been in trouble. But now Delgado trying to come through with a 2-out RBI.
Delgado had a hit in the first at-bat for him in the second inning. We'll try to replicate that success with a runner on the pond. Buster's trying to score for the 3rd straight inning. It won't be on that swing. And it is no balls and 1 strikes. Delgado figured out, got his haircut the other day at the same place I go to down in Burlington. Talking with my barber today, and said, yeah, I think I cut one of the Sodbusters. Said he was an outfielder and showed him the video. He's like, yep, that's the guy. And, of course, in the video, they did the I'm Passing the Phone challenge too yesterday. You can find that on our social media sites. First, the 1-1 pitch down low. Not sure exactly who the guy before. It might be Jarvis, but he says, I'm passing the phone to the guy who can't stop touching his new haircut. And then it's Alexio Delgado. He's got a clean cut. Small town things. That's or small world things, I should say. That's what we love about summer ball. A lot of connections being made here in central Nebraska. 2-1 pitch from Hansen. Paying a lot of attention to Borgman at second base. Delgado way out in front of that breaking ball, 2-2. So Hansen, if he can locate that breaking ball, he can snap it off pretty well. And that's gotten a lot of swing and misses so far. Goes with it again, but it's too low this time, and the count runs full with 2 outs. Delgado can reach. Fred Bond waits on deck. Hansen about to throw pitch number 59 of his outing. Not close. It actually bounces in there for ball 4. And a walk for Alexio Delgado. 4th walk for Kyler Hansen tonight.
It's a big chance for Fred Bond. It would be nice to see him get it going. Cool to see Fred come back this year. He didn't play with the Sodbusters last year, but came right out of high school, was a Kansas recruit, and now at Scottsdale Community College, still looking for his next college opportunity.
Fred Bond, he's got 10 hits on the summer, and they've all been pretty well scattered out. His last hit coming in the road series against Oahe. A ground ball to the right side, diving play. It's knocked down by Kozad. Can he get the out? Yes, he can. Excellent play by Kozad. Gets Bond by a quarter of a step and denies him of a potential hit there. And the prospects hang a 0 after all the commotion. The Sodbusters do not score in an inning for the first time tonight. For the Sodbusters, no runs, 2 left on, and nobody getting the hits. We go to the 4th, still 3-1.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
Three to 1, your score here at historic Duncan Field in Hastings, Nebraska. Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein, bringing you Game 2 of this 4-game series of the Hastings Sodbusters and the Nebraska Prospects. As the Sodbusters scoring 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Prospects with their only run in the first inning. Brendan Wabick's back out there, finishing up his warm-up tosses. And even though he has put up 2 scoreless innings, so far, they've kind of been long innings, per se. He's allowed some traffic on the bases and hasn't struck out too many guys, only 2 tonight. And having to labor a lot, both starters throwing a lot of pitches in the early going so far. For the prospects, 7, 8, and 9 coming up. We're going to have Gabe Shemwell getting another at-bat this inning. And Steve, like you said, you don't want to count out any lead in the Independence League. It's now 5-4. So Spearfish is right back in it after allowing 5 first-inning runs. That one's going to be a 20-18 ball game by the time we're done, probably. And the first pitch on the way, a late called strike to Jonathan Moffitt. Moffitt's a pitcher by trade, and he had an at-bat last night. He came on in relief to pitch. And he reached on a fielder's choice the one time he batted. The 0-1 to him, down low 1-1.
And we're lamenting our slow-moving game, which is now at 124 pitches. I don't know how many pitches they've thrown, but 9 runs on the board in that one there in the Mountain Time Zone.
And that one is still very early on. Plenty of ball game left to be played, and this one's still early on as well. Outside for ball 2, 2-1. We're a third of the way done here up in the top of the 4th inning, and you figured with the prospects kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel to just put a lineup together tonight, you would have hoped maybe this game would have been already more lopsided, but the pitcher Kyler Hansen for the prospects has done a nice job of keeping this game under control for the Sodbuster offense. Big swing and a miss for Jonathan Moffitt. He walked in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning, but was erased on a fielder's choice. Prospects just batting .225 this summer season, and it has been a struggle for them, just 7 wins in 29 games. 2-2 fouled towards the visiting dugout, and we'll do the 2-2 again. Got 2 more games after this. And Spearfish and Fremont still have 2 more games after this tonight, and it gets tricky. The scenario we mentioned, it has to happen perfectly because Spearfish has played 2 less games than the other 2 teams and gives them a better winning percentage. 2-2 pitch. Not close for ball 3. Count runs full. So even if the 2 teams would be similar in the games behind, if they were even there, the Sasquatch would have a better winning percentage. Even though the Sodbusters won the season series against them, it goes off winning percentage in that certain scenario. Popped up and playable into the triangle out. It's Drew Vega just inside fair territory, calling off everybody else to make the grab for the first out of the inning.
And one thing I have not looked at, of course, forecast here is highs in the 90s, no rain. What if there's a rain out there? That totally throws things off, and I haven't done the math if one of those 3 games is not played.
Yeah, that would be something. But hopefully, I mean, you wouldn't think, because they're in Spearfish.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I was going to say, well, probably the same weather in Fremont, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Spearfish had those 2 games rained out against these prospects here back in the early part of the summer, or the early part of the month, rather. And that is the reason for the 2 less games, and they were not able to make them up. Just nothing you can do, and of course, Spearfish, a long drive away. So not really in a financial advantage for anybody to go play a couple of games out there. It's a 1-1 pitch to Colton Homolka, fresh off a Class B state championship title with the Norris Titans just a few months ago. Pitcher by trade, also getting his first few at-bats of the summer with the prospects bench running short. Wabix 1-1. Hits to the left side and through for a base hit. Homolka's first hit as a college athlete, and it goes as a single to left field. So it's 1 on, 1 out, and here comes the coach again. Gabe Shemwell struck out looking in his first at-bats, and I feel like he's got a better eye of the strike zone now. He was rung up on a backdoor breaking ball looking, and entertaining the fans here. He is the beer batter again. The fans have already enjoyed reduced-priced adult beverages once tonight. See what Brendan Wabick can do in the second at-bat against Coach Shemwell. He takes a big swing and a miss and comes up empty. Back pick to first, and Homolka's back in safely. Sioux Falls guy for Shemwell, and that's where he played his college ball. As a Gretna native. Found his Twitter page. His pinned tweet is when he got into the state championship game for Gretna as a reserve in the final few minutes and got on the stat sheet. Pops it out of play. It's 0-2. So Shemwell down in the count again, 0-2. And Wabix finding the zone a little more often. can see he's kind of got a little bit of a grin on his face. This is why you love summer baseball, folks. 0-2 pitch. Homolka runs. A swing and a miss. The throw down to second is not in time. Shemwell couldn't hold up his swing, and he says, "You're welcome, guys. Enjoy the beer on me." A good pitch by Wabick. It was down low, and Shemwell half swing could not hold it up, and he struck out for the second time tonight. So there's two strikeouts right now. If he strikes out one more time, the over hits, according to their line set by the Prospects dugout.
And if I'm Keenan Lentil, I'm feeling bad down in the third base coach's box because they have an extra player. He apparently could be playing, and they could have their pitcher batting, but I suppose to give them the opportunity, I would guess Lentil's probably their backup pitcher today, so trying to give themselves a few more options.
That is what my guess is going to be, that he's probably the pitcher, will be the next pitcher. Strike one is in there, back to the top of the order, and Paul Schuyler. Schuyler has reached base twice. He has walked and singled. And a single right here could get the Prospects another run. It's in the air, out of play to the right side. 0-2. Schuyler has stolen a few bases as well. 3 to be exact tonight. And Homolka stands at second base. He just stole a base, and the Prospects, they've already stolen 5 bases tonight. And we are in the 4th inning. 0-2 pitch, hit on the ground softly to Printer. With the vacuum up, good speed by Schuyler, but the gun by Printer retires him. It's nothing doing for the Prospects. They strand a 1-out single, and it remains a 3-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 4th right after this on Sodbuster Baseball.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Prospects still have their same guy out there, Kyler Hansen. Still a 3-1 game. And I'm holding up on my end of the promise so far to keep this game a little bit, or get this game sped up a little bit. Had no runs since I started coming on in the 3rd inning. But we've had some base runners. The Prospects leaving 1 runner on base in the 4th inning. Sodbusters leaving 2 on base in the 3rd inning. And we will see what Drew Vega, then the top of the order, can get done. Doesn't matter what kind of leave you have. Sodbusters still need some more to have a more feel on this game, a more grasp on this game, if you will, as they just lead by 2 here. And credit the starter, Kyler Hansen, for definitely keeping this a manageable game so far, with Drew Vega set to lead us off. Swings at the first pitch. And down the right field side, coming on is Homolka. He dives and makes the catch, tumbling in foul area for the out. Heck of a play by the Norris kid, fresh out of high school, to make the play for the first out of the inning on 1 pitch.
Who says I'm a pitcher only? Put me in the outfield. That's cool. You just hope that his college guys aren't, that his college coaches aren't saying, "What's that guy doing playing right field? Don't be diving."
Well, they call them the Prospects for a reason. They can pretty much do it all. I'm pretty sure everybody on the field, if they absolutely needed to, could come on and pitch. So really, like, anybody can almost play anywhere. Maybe catching, that might be tough for some of the guys, but pretty much everything else, That's why they're the prospects. Top of the order, Taylor Gill swings at the first pitch. Pitch number 2. Good location, but called a ball. Stephen Craze, our home plate umpire tonight. Daniel Roth, last night's umpire in the field. It's the 1-1. Too low for ball 2. 2-1. Gill walked and scored in the first. Drove home a run on a single in the second. So 1-for-1 for Taylor Gill so far, who has already picked up 17 hits in a dozen games for the Sodbusters this summer. Pitch misses high. It's 3-1 after the first pitch swing and a miss. Too low, ball 4. Another walk for Hansen, his 5th tonight. It's a 1-out base runner. Should also mention, too, when Vega was retired, it was the first time the Sodbusters did not get their leadoff guy on. They've got somebody on here. So still no 1-2-3 inning for the prospects yet. It's Josh Printer, 0 for 2 tonight. Flyouts and a strikeout. Takes a big swing and comes up empty. Josh Printer in last night's ball game had an RBI single to take over sole possession of first place in RBIs on the team with 26. We had that game not counted on the official stat sheet. He had 2 RBIs in that game. So Game Changer might not show it. But Printer in the lead right now with 26. Runs batted home, and right on his heels are Alexiel Delgado and Ryan Jarvis. Time called at the plate. Printer's back in there with an 0-2 count. See if Gill gets any bright ideas and tries anything. Long look in, still looking. Now the pitch. Ouch! That one hit him, and Printer chucks the bat away, and he might have taken some exception to that hit by pitch there. Obviously at a college level, and at this point in the season, no intent there, but yeah, Printers might have a few words for the pitcher Hansen there, and I mean, nobody wants to get hit with 87 right in the back there, especially on an 0-2 pitch.
Well, and it 1 on, 1 out, 3-1 game. Yeah, that's certainly not a guy you want to hit in this situation with 3, 4, and 5 coming up there, and the Sodbusters trying to add on to a 2-run lead.
Cale Jensen. Line drive back up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Gill gets the green light. Skyler misplays the ball, and Gill will come home easily. It's an RBI single for Cale Jensen, his 2nd tonight, and you can give him RBI number 25 on the summer season.
Cale swinging it well. 2 really solidly struck singles, and 2 runs batted in for Jensen as the Sodbusters extend the lead.
And now Jensen's joins the 3-way tie for 2nd place in RBIs for the guys this summer. Jack Borgman takes high for strike 1. And I'll be asking the home plate umpire, is that as high as you'll go? And whatever the question was, Stephen Craze responds with a nod. The 0-1 pitch, runner on the move. The throw's going to go to 2nd. Jensen is safe. And Printer's safe at 3rd. Printer got a running start as he was off before the delivery even started. It's a double steal for the Sodbusters.
Good job for Jensen to not take for granted that throw is going to go to 3rd and really book it down there, because that was the only chance they had to get it out there, and the prospects couldn't get it done. Sodbusters looking to get a big inning.
It's an 0-2 pitch. Borgman stays alive. Borgman so far tonight, 2 walks, which were both on 4 pitches, so Hansen has found Jensen's number now and is ahead in the counts, 0-2. Borgman taking a brief leave of absence for the team. The Norfolk native back, though. Low and away, and squirts away from DePrima, but not far enough. It's 1-2. Borgman started off the year with a plethora of hits. 9 hits to start off the season. And then when the Sodbusters went on the road for the first time, his bat went cold, but has since found the measure since. Line drive right at the first baseman, Jonathan Moffitt, who does not have to move to snag that ball. Hit it hard, but it's allowed out.
Borgman thinking extra bases, RBIs. Instead, he'll head to the dugout.
Well, that's no fun for a hitter, and for a fielder said, oh yeah, I got it, no problem there. Bryce Ronkin will try to get these guys home with just one so far home in the inning. Ground ball up the middle, he'll get at least one, and he will get another runner coming home. The throw there is late. Ronkin on his way to second, the slide in there. He's safe. A 2 RBI single for the South Dakota State product. The Busters with a crooked number in the fourth. They lead it 6-1.
Breaking it open a bit. A good job base running there for the Sod Busters. Cale Jensen, I thought he slid too early. Almost didn't get home before the throw came in. Then Ronkin, seeing that throw come all the way through, takes the extra base to give him a chance to maybe steal an extra run in this inning.
And with the chance to steal that potential extra run is Jackson Crane. Jackson Crane he smoked a ball pretty hard his last at-bat to left field, but was retired and struck out his other time up. Breaking ball, high and tight strike called. Arkansas Tech Wonder Boy in the designated hitter spot tonight. On the field, normally plays in the outfield. Wave and a miss at the breaking ball, and Hansen ahead 0-2. 6 runs on 6 hits for the Sodbusters so far. 1 run on 4 hits for the Prospects. Through the 5-hole of DePrima, the catcher, and it goes back to the screen. Ronkin moves to third. That one, DePrima did not get a glove on it. He went down to block it. Somehow it found his way right through the wickets. Now a runner on third, and they will score that a wild pitch and not a pass ball. And Crane now has 1 ball to his count. Fouls off the breaking ball to stay alive. Shadows now pretty much covering the infield, especially home plate and the pitcher's mound. The left side of the infield appears to be preparing for a potential ball hit their way. It's a strikeouts, but in the turf, they'll have to throw down to first. They will. And Crane strikes out for the second time tonight, but not before. The Sodbusters add 3 more to lead it 6-1. 4 complete. We'll go to the 5th inning right after this on Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
4 innings in the books, 6-1 ball game as getting things moving all along a little more here. Steve, we need a quick 5th inning from you here.
It'll be the 160th pitch thrown as we head to the 5th inning. You wonder why are we still playing only in the 5th? That's why. I'm just telling you. So 6-1 the score, but the good news is Hastings has 6 runs on the board. The Prospects with just 1. And Brendan Wabick, despite maybe not having pinpoint control, good to see him put some zeros on the board after giving up that first inning run. And when he gets it over, pretty much soft contact. So it's gone well for him. And he is... He walked that leadoff man. He's only had 1 other walk, and even though his pitch count seems to be elevated during the course of innings, was able to put up zeros, and he'll face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. For the Nebraska Prospects here in the 5th, there is action behind him. A right-hander's going. You would think that will probably be action for the Nebraska Prospects. We're just going to theorize that it's going to be Keenan Lentell, Southeast Community College now, undecided. He was the third base coach. And we think he is their only reserve today, since Gabe Shemwell was doing the DHing. He's their head coach. And Lentel is listed as a pitcher, so we're just theorizing that he probably would be the bullpen guy for the Nebraska prospects. They are very short-handed today. Wabick working here to Borner. Drew Borner pops this one a mile high as he'll toss the bat away in frustration. Jack Borgman, first baseman's got it measured and makes the play. There's one out here in the fifth, as Borner is 0 for 3 with a couple of flyouts to right and a pop-up to the first baseman. And here's Jacob Perrin. Perrin 2 for 2 with a run batted in. Had an infield single back in the first inning to play a run for the prospects. Just 2-12 in the second half and 7-22 on the year. What a difference a year makes. They had some dudes last year. This prospect squad was dynamite. If they would have been playoff eligible, they would have been really tough. 25-9, but the travel-only teams, they don't get a chance to go to the playoffs, but they were fun to watch unless you were playing them. And really, the Soundbusters, for them to go 4-5 with the group they had against that prospects team, pretty impressive. 0-1 pitch. This one to Perrin. Fouls it away. Quickly 2 strikes. We have not yet seen a 1-2-3 inning for either side. Perhaps that is forthcoming here in the fifth. Soundbusters must-win situation if they're going to keep their playoff hopes alive. They need to win 3. And Spearfish must beat Fremont 2 out of 3 for them to go to the playoffs. And so it really doesn't matter in terms of who wins today between Fremont and Spearfish, because they both have to win 1, but Spearfish has to win 2 and lose 1. The way the math works out, that's what it comes down to. And it's kind of cool that you still have 4 teams playing for something. Of the 5 playoff-eligible teams, a swing and a miss, and this was caught. Perrin thought it got to the turf. It did not. It's a strikeout. And Brendan Wabick comes up with his 3rd strikeout of the game. The first strikeout not against Gabe Shumwell, who is the head coach for the Nebraska Prospects and who's made the fans here at Duncan Field happy because he's the beer batter. And he volunteered to be the beer batter knowing it was going to be pretty tough since he was getting his first at-bats in a few years. A line out and a hit batsman for Trent Berry his first 2 times at the plate. He's first pitch swinging and grounds it foul. Nice play for Bryce Ronkin, way out in foul territory to stop it to the backhand. No balls and a strike on Berry. Berry out of Oahu, and he is Braden Cork's teammate at Northeast Community College. So nice tie-in here between these 2 programs. And for Braden Cork, hopefully get a chance to see him maybe one more time before the summer ends. Cork with a tremendous outing his last time to pick up a win against Fremont in a critical game for the Hastings Soundbusters. I think he'll be in a high-leveraged situation there sometime this weekend. Well struck. Cale Jensen on his horse, going back, not going to get there. Berry around first on his way to second, hits the bag and will stay as that one rolled all the way out near the wall. And it's a 2-out double, so we still have not seen a 1-2-3 inning. And Berry's aboard in scoring position for Corey Kozad for the Nebraska Prospects.
Yeah, Jensen out in left field didn't get the best read on it, too. I think he thought that might have been right at him or a little bit in. Took him a little bit to get going on it. But no harm yet. 5 hits for the Prospects and only 1 run, with the Soundbusters 6 runs on 6 hits now.
And the sun certainly not helping. Jensen got the sunglasses. He's got his hand up, and that ball basically came right into the sun. And so, as you mentioned, he just kind of was stopped at his tracks until he could get a look at it, till it came out from beyond the field of the sun. And by that time, it was trouble. And we'll see what Kozad can do with 2 outs. He's 0 for 2 in the contest. The top of the 5th of a 6-1 game. Soundbusters trying to get the first 2 from the Nebraska Prospects and can continue their control of the Prospects this year. They've only lost once. Ball is in the glove and then out of the glove of Bond, who will throw down to third. Not going to be in time. Fred, I think, was maybe thinking pick play back to second, and then good base running there for Berry, who saw the ball drop and read the turf ball and advances onward. So now, runner just down the line. It's ruled a passed ball there, and a runner at third, and 2 men out. Wabick maybe in his last inning. We'll see how it goes. Wabick coming in at 78 pitches. May have another inning in him. Try to maximize every pitcher here at the end of the season with guys maybe running low on fumes in the final few days of the regular season. Wabick has not pitched in a while, so trying to get the most out of him and let him have the opportunity to pick up a win here today. 3-0 pitch on the way, and this one's down low for a ball, so 2 out happenings here for the Prospects, a double and a walk, and J.D. DePrima tries to keep it going for the Prospects. As Fred Bond comes out, makes the signal here. Who's going to handle that throw down to second, potentially anyway, if they do have some happenings on the bases for the Nebraska Prospects. Hastings Sodbusters with their best season in franchise history as they are 11 games over 500 with 3 to play. They've already won 30 games this season, and with this 5-game winning streak, able to eclipse what was their best over 500. They were 9 games over 500 at one point early this year before fading a bit, and now getting hot just at the right time. Will it be enough for them to get to the playoffs? We'll find out here in the next couple of days. Wabick out of the stretch, and the pitch just outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on J.D. DePrima's 0 for 2. A ground out and a strikeout, his first 2 plate appearances for the Northwestern State College product. 1-0 delivery from Brendan. That's in there for strike 1-1 the count on DePrima. Barry at third. Kozad not going anywhere at first at this point anyway, as Corey Kozad does have 3 stolen bases for the season. 6-1 the score. The Sodbusters on top against the Nebraska Prospects. And the Sodbuster call goes there. 1 ball and 2 strikes on J.D. DePrima. DePrima played his college ball at Omaha West Side. Also went on to Northeast Community College and Des Moines Area Community College. He's in his 3rd college stop after finishing up as a West Side Warrior. They're back to the Legion State Tournament this summer, a traditional power. Going to be playing Grand Island Home Federal in the opening round of one of the 2 state tournaments in the state of Nebraska. 1-2 the count after the foul ball after the bat of J.D. DePrima for the Nebraska Prospects. Mainly metro area kids. Last year we had some Arkansas products on that team to go along with a tremendous group of Nebraskans. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the pitch fouled away. Wabick trying to wrap up this 5th inning as the pitch count continues to mount for Wabick. 94 pitches. You get a maximum of 110 here in the Independence League. Hanson in the other dugout has thrown 81, so we have seen guys throw some pitches here, and we're not through the top of the 5th. 1-2 delivery. Struck hard but foul out in the bullpen area. Like I say, a lot of times early in the year, you've had 8 or 9 guys out there. What are the three Sodbusters out in the bullpen? So, like I say, getting down to the end of the year and you're running out of arms. Last night, we thought we may see Jack Borgman with his second pitching out of the year, but great job for Marcus Miller to work all the way into the 9th, so he didn't have to pitch yesterday. 1-2 delivery, beauty. Down goes J.D. DePrima and the Prospects here in the 5th. The Sodbusters continue to lead it 6-1 as no runs, 1 hit, 2 men left for the Prospects as we bring you Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. FiskChiropracticSportsClinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
We'll bring you Sodbuster Baseball as if the game couldn't move any slower. It took a while. I thought Hansen maybe was done, but Kyler Hansen took a while to come out. It's not like he was on the bases, but he did not come out and just now doing his warm-up pitches here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. 6-1 the score, but the good news is Hastings is in front. A nice job for Wabick. He's been able to get through 5 and now 97-inch pitches thrown. No action behind him, so we may see Brendan come out for the 6th inning. As long as he continue to put zeros on the board, he may let him get his pitch count maximum here in what would be his final game for the Hastings Sodbusters this year anyway.
Well, and might see him standing on the foul line in the bullpen in the last few games.
Yeah.
But he's a great character, one of the vocal guys on the team, and seems that everybody likes him, and they get to pick the brain of a Canadian too. So love the international talent that we've seen on the Sodbusters this summer.
Here's Alexiel Delgado. He's been aboard twice. He was the 4th walk recipient for Kyler Hansen. He's also singled and scored a 1, and he fouls the pitch away. No balls and a strike on Alexiel Delgado. Played his college ball at Carolina University, member of the National Christian College Athletic Association. Down to the count, 0-1. Big swing and a bouncing ball, just foul on third base side. It was picked up cleanly. Nice job. It would have been fascinating to see if Barry could have thrown out Delgado, who runs pretty well. Instead, it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Doesn't get any much closer than that. That one looked like it was almost right over the bag, but no argument from any party.
Looks like there's been a little of a defensive adjustment as it looks to be Borner over at the third base spot. I had him starting at shortstop, and it was kind of a called strike 3. Delgado goes down looking here. You kind of wondered about the prospects. They were putting guys in different spots because not many guys had played in certain positions. And Trent Berry, who was listed as the starting third baseman, is now the shortstop, and Drew Borner is playing third base for the prospects.
Well, there's the flip-flop like we thought we might see, and yeah, usually you have a guy sub in. Nope. Hey, you want to play the short this inning? Sure, I'll play third. Maybe that was the dialogue there.
Big swing, no contact for Fred Bond, who's 0 for 2, but so close to beating out an infield single and would have knocked home a run his last time up. Sodbusters 1 in the first, 2 in the second. 3 runs in the fourth. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Hastings in command, 6-1. Must-win situation if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. Got to win 3, and then they don't have to scoreboard watch tonight because either Spearfish or Fremont will win tonight, and then see how the next 2 games go. But Spearfish needs to beat Fremont 2 out of 3. That's the only thing that can happen for the Sodbusters to get the second playoff spot. 1-2 the count as Fred Bond could not pull the trigger there, and he's down to the count. And Hansen trying to work his way through the fifth. Throws the pitch high. He's got a little bit of life in that arm still. Kyler Hansen, the Wayne State product. He's out of Elkhorn North. Righty versus righty matchup, a 2-2 pitch. Bond. Ground ball first baseman going to be picked up there cleanly by Jonathan Moffett. 2 outs in the inning, and Drew Vega will come to the plate. And ladies and gentlemen, we are an out away from our first 1-2-3 inning of the contest on either side. I'm just saying.
We'll see what happens, Steve. But we know what happens when you talk about things. Yep. Usually the opposite happens.
Well, and hey, Drew Vega, you want to see him get on. This is our home team. We don't want to see a 1-2-3 inning. I'm just saying. Pitch is taken upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Vega's already got a single and a run scored. Strike 1 on Drew Vega. And the pitch. Bouncing ball, left side, trouble. Third baseman picks it up. Will try to throw, not in time. Really good effort there for Drew Borner, but that is an infield single for Drew Vega. He has himself a multi-hit game, and the Sodbuster inning will continue, leading at 6-1.
No 1-2-3 inning there, and can't place it any more perfect there. Another hit from Drew Vega, multi-hit game, and he takes over the team lead with 14 multi-hit games this summer.
He has really been fun to watch. He's a guy I hope that comes back. Arkansas Tech has been such a big part of Hastings Sodbuster lore, and Really like to see Drew come back for a second season, as has been a fixture in that lineup, either at the top or the bottom. And here's Taylor Gill. Gill has been on base 3 times. He has scored twice, and the pitch misses. Ball bounces away. Vega did not get a good read on it. He'll stay at first with 2 men out. 2-0 the count on Taylor Gill. A walk in the first, a walk in the fourth, an RBI single in the second. 6-1. Sodbusters have out-hit the Nebraska prospects. Only 7-5. Look over to first, and diving back in is Gill. Certainly a stolen base candidate. Hastings looks to extend the lead with a 2-out hit here. For the longest time, Drew Vega hadn't had any doubles. He's gotten a couple recently. He's over at first looking to extend his team's stolen base league. And Taylor Gill trying to bring him home. He's certainly a double or perhaps a triple candidate for this Hastings Sodbuster squad. As Gill with 2 triples yesterday and 4 runs batted in for the Ohio Bobcat. 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. So Gill trying to get on for the 4th time in 5 innings. When you are doing that, more than likely your team is winning, unless you're playing in Spearfish, and then who knows? Haven't got an update on that for a little while. It was 5-4 very early in the Mountain Time Zone. Runner goes, pitch is taken for a ball, and there will be runners at first and second and 2 outs now, and Josh Printer trying to keep it going.
Looks like we got a 7-4 Fremont lead now in the 4th inning.
4th inning.
Yep.
And 11 runs scored. And we are going to see a visit to the mound. Gabe Shemwell will come out and visit with Kyler Hansen, who had got the first 2 outs here with no problem. But now Hansen's up near 100 pitches, and a look down to the bullpen, and that could do it here. Trying to let him finish the 5th. Again, they're short on players, short on pitchers. If he could find a way to get one more out here, the relief pitcher would have a chance to finish or to come in on a clean inning in the 6th. A long delay, and right now there will not be a pitching change made as Shemwell will make his way back to the dugout.
Kind of a similar outing for Hansen than his last outing on the 14th, where he pitched 5 innings against Fremont through 101 pitches and allowed 5 runs. He's allowed 6 runs tonight, so we figure that he's got the juice in him to do it, but a few pitches away from having to be pulled from this game.
Printer hits it down the right field line. Fair ball! Printer around first, headed to second. 1 run is home. Here comes a 2nd run home. Printer will hold up at second. It's a 2-run double, and the Hastings Sodbusters extend the lead to 8-1 with production with 2 outs.
And what could have been a 1-2-3 inning now comes for a couple of runs for the good guys. 2-run double for Printer, and extends his team lead in RBIs and give him 28 on the summer.
And now takes over sole possession of first place in doubles on the year with 8. Pitch taken outside for a ball. That's a neat thing. One of the many neat things about this team is you're such great balance. Because, I mean, one game you can see a guy come from 3rd place to take the team lead in a lot of different categories. I mean, home runs are tied, triples are tied, doubles very close. Mentioned RBIs. Now, runs scored. I think Printer's getting a little bit of a lead in that category for the Hastings Sodbusters. But if the guys worry about that kind of stuff, we probably talk about it more than they do. But it's just been neat to see production up and down the lineup as Cale Jensen trying to keep it going. Takes the pitch. He's already got 2 hits on the day, 2 for 3. And you'd like to see this team get to the playoffs because they're swinging it well. Do they have enough pitching for a 5-game series with all the guys that have been left? You'd like to take your chances against Casper. 2-1 pitch on the way. And Casper hasn't been quite as dominant down the stretch. I mean, you saw them struggle by their standards against the Bison in terms of really blowing that team out. They were able to split a 4-game series with Spearfish before their matchup with the Wahi this weekend. Their final 3 games, they're just 1 game away from clinching a second-half title after they won the first. And now Jensen keeps it going with a walk. And just about a pitch count now for Hansen, trying to get him through this 5th, and they're going to have to make a change. So pitching change will be forthcoming. The Sodbusters already with 2 on the board, looking for more, leading at 8-1 in the 5th. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to hastingssodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
Pretty courageous effort for Kyler Hansen, but he couldn't get that third out in the fifth. Throws over 100 pitches. Now the Sodbusters are going to get to the bullpen as Keenan Lentel will check in. Southeast Community College grad, now undecided at last report. He's a Lincoln East dude, 0-1 at 2.57 ERA, making his 8th appearance in 19 innings. He's allowed 9 runs, 7 of those earned. He's allowed 17 hits, struck out 13, and walked 8. He's already had 2 appearances this year against the Hastings Sodbusters, and he tries to get the third out here. It was 2 up, 2 down, then infield single, walk, double, walk. So the last 4 have reached. Big blow, a 2-run double from Josh Prenner to put the Sodbusters up 8-1. They have scored 4 out of the 5 innings today. Continue to swing it well. Man, they really got it going. Had that a pretty good offensive series, or at least runs scored against the Bison. Then they go to Oahe and just go crazy for 3 games. Raised their team batting average about 30 points on the road this year with their 3-game performance there. Kept it going yesterday with double digits, and they seem to be well on their way to double digits today as we're not through the 5th inning and an 8-1 lead as we have Ryan Valenta alongside here at Duncan Field.
Yeah, you'd love to maybe get this game sped up a little bit more. We've got the 7-run lead. I feel like that's probably the threshold where you can feel a little comfortable. Obviously, nothing is safe yet, but you figure with this diminished prospects team, probably a comfortable lead for the moment. And like you mentioned, Steve, Lentel facing the Sodbusters for the 2nd time. The first time coming out of the bullpen, he was a starter in the very first appearance against the Sodbusters, where they tagged him for 8 hits and 5 runs. The second start, 4 hits and 1 run. So he struggled his first time and did pretty well his second time. We'll see which of those we get, which kind of Lentel we get, if going to give up more runs. And he just needs to eat up innings. Doesn't matter how he does, just needs to keep throwing it over and get some outs. You don't know how many other guys that they can go with, especially with 2 more games left to play this series.
Yeah, you hope there is help on the way. They talked about having more players coming, and here's a line shot off the bat of Jack Borgman, carrying pretty well. It is going to be over the head of the left fielder. Borgman will have his 4th extra base hit of the year. It is a double. 2 more runs will score, and the Sodbusters reach 10 runs again as they lead it 10-1 here in the 5th. Jack Borgman had 3 doubles early in the year and is able to get a double right here for the Hastings Sodbusters as he has had good production there. And the Sodbusters now extend the lead by 2 more.
Attaboy Borgman getting RBIs 14 and 15 on the season. And like you mentioned, not a big extra base hit guy, but tattooed that ball and wasted no time on the first pitch.
So Lentel trying to get that third out as the Sodbusters have had 5 straight reach after 2 up and 2 down. We've seen these kind of innings here for this Sodbuster squad during this nice streak. They just keep on pouring it on. They trailed it early 7-1 against Oahe in one of the games in that series. Pick play back to second. It bounces off of Borgman. He is going to get up and scramble on to third on the first error of the game. So Lentel, I think it may have bounced off of Borgman. He seems okay. Maybe it just hit the glove of the shortstop, Trent Berry. One way or the other, Borgman on to third. Infield single, walk, double, and now Bryce Runkin trying to bring that run home from third with the Sodbusters firmly in command in this one. Lentel brings it home, and a hard hit ball, but foul on the right field line.
Come on, Coranda. Make a play for it at least. He wants nothing to do with those balls down there. Danny Weiser, the younger guy, he's trying to get all those balls when that are hit his way.
It's not like Aranda's an old guy. Come on. He could still take a step.
He's my age.
Yeah. Just a kid. 0-2 pitch. Would you have gone after it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, ball hawk by nature. I mean, I feel like my defining moment was the high school state tournament when... Yeah, I'll tell you later.
1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Yeah, we'll get that story from Ryan a little bit later on. But the Sodbusters a good go as they put up 4 runs, all with 2 outs. Bryce Rocket a strikeout victim, but Hastings puts together a good go here as they end up with 3 hits in the inning, 2 of those extra base hits, and we head to the 6th. Hastings 10, the Prospects 1. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
The day is done for Brendan Wabick, who would stand to be the winning pitcher unless disaster happens, as Hastings is able to get 5 innings out of Brendan Wabick. 97 pitches thrown. He ends up allowing just 1 run on 5 hits, strikes out 5, walks 3, and he gives way to Dalton Juden. We saw Fred come in yesterday, as it's a Juden brothers' first 2 games of this series. The York University product coming in with a 1-2 record, a 6.52 ERA, making his 8th appearance, 29 innings, allowing 27 runs, 21 of those earned, 28 hits. He's struck out 32 and walked 27. Last pitching against the Bison, he was the starting pitcher on Saturday, went 5 innings, allowed 4 runs, 3 of those earned. 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, 5 walks, and a hit batsman. Did not figure in the decision in that contest, as the Sodbusters would see the lead slip away, and the Bison would come back to win the contest. And here's Jonathan Moffett, first man to face him, as it will be 7, 8, and 9 here in the 6th inning, as we turn it over to Ryan Valenta.
Be a first relief appearance for Dalton this summer, but as a starter by trade, could if he has a good night, could definitely go the rest of the way if he fills up the strike zone, and if he has a good breaking ball like that first swing there. It's down low and away this time. No chase by Moffett. Moffett with the 1-1 count is 0 for 1 tonight. Walk and a pop outs. Pitch just misses outside. But Juden last year, he was the innings guy for the Sodbusters. Not so much this year. His starts have been spaced out, and a couple of them have been abbreviated. Gotten into trouble, but past couple of starts, he's given up some runs as well. 11 runs over his past 2 starts, and one of those was against Casper here at home, and then the Bison, which he started that game, and that was the game the Sodbusters lost. Strike 3 called. The breaking ball is right there, and Moffett is frozen. First strikeout, number 1. And a good start for Dalton to kick things off. It's the 6th strikeout for Sodbuster pitchers tonight. And with the 8th spot coming up, Colton Homolka, who singled for his first hit as a prospect this summer, will take a strike at the bottom of the knees, 0-1. 10-1, Sodbusters scoring in every inning except the 3rd. Most recently, 3 runs in the 4th and 4 runs last inning in the 5th. That pitch gets away, and how about the Sodbuster offense? Going 2 up, 2 down, and then going walk, single, double, walk, double to get 4 runs across. 1-1 Big hack and a miss, 1-2. Molka actually made his prospect debut last month against the Sodbusters. It's outside 2-2. Started on the mound and has been a pretty frequent guy on the pitcher's mound, but seen his first playing time in the field this series. 1-2, wave and a miss, strike 3. Juden with back-to-back strikeouts. It's 2 up, 2 down. And that breaking ball looks really sharp in the first 2 batters. Yes, you love to call winning baseball this summer, but with the Sodbusters having a chance to win ball games and potentially make the playoffs, not going to have any buster ball this season. Something we had a lot of fun with last year, but definitely rather be playing meaningful baseball. The head coach, Gabe Shemwell, he bats for the 3rd time tonight, has struck out twice. He takes a strike 1 on the outside corner from Juden. Breaking ball outside and a good take there.
I'm going to jinx it. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning, Ryan.
Well, if Shemwell is retired, it would be a 1-2-3 inning, and it would be the first 1-2-3 inning for either side. The 1-1 hit sharply. Printer bobbles it, and he'll throw over to first. And Borgman is out. And a good play by Josh Printer to have a 1-2-3 inning there. The bobble there. And that is the final out of the inning. These prospects go down 1-2-3. And we go to the 7th with the 10-1 game.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
You thought you were going to get it. We go to the 6th inning. Sodbusters up 10-1. Gabe Shemwell robbed of a potential, if you want to call it base hit or just reaching. I'm sure that's all he wants to do is just get on base. And look at the replay. A very close call. Could have gone either way. Thought maybe the first baseman Borgman might have pulled his foot. That wasn't the case. It was just a question of whether Shemwell beat the throw or not. And we defer to Daniel Roth, the field umpire, who was right there, who made the call. The umpires actually got together while we were away to discuss the call, and they kept their same conclusion that Shemwell was out by the skin, or should I say the metal of that tip of the cleat.
And if they're like me, they both looked at each other. It's 10-1. Out? Yes, out. Let's keep it rolling.
Should we give this head coach, get him on base? Nah.
It's 10-1. All right, let's keep it moving.
Nope.
Yeah.
Calling the field stands right there. No conclusive evidence to overturn it there. And Shemwell really won it on, but as he went back to the dugout, he was all smiles. So he will head back to the box, or the the dugouts for the next inning. And the Sodbusters coming up with Jackson Crane to start things off. Keenan Lentel out for his first full inning of work down the third base side, right through the third baseman, Drew Borner. Crane going to hit the bag, and he's going to go for second. The throw from left is late. And Crane's got himself an extra base hit, a double. Crane with another hit and gets his first hit tonight. I assume that's how they'll score that. And he's at second base to lead off the inning.
Pretty tough chance for Borner. Had to go to his right, would have had to make the backhand stop, but the Sodbusters looking for more, already leading it 10-1.
Oh, they're going to give an error on that. So Crane will not get a hit there. It instead will be an error on the third baseman, Drew Borner. But nonetheless, Crane's on. Doesn't matter how you score it. Chance for the Busters to get a run across with Alexiel Delgado. Breaking ball, beautiful. Bends it right in there for strike 2. 0-2 to Lex, as the guys call him. Singled in his first at-bat. Since then has walked and struck out. But seeing the new pitcher, Keenan Lentel, for the first time tonight. 0-2 pitch. Hit hard to center field. Schuyler racing way back. He slows up. He makes the catch on the run. Good play. But Crane will tag and advance to third. And Delgado put a charge into it. That's got a chance to get out in other ballparks, but not Duncan Field.
Yeah, great job for Schuyler. And tremendous base running for Jackson Crane, realizing where that ball was hit. There was going to be no chance for him to be thrown out at third, so runner at third, less than 2 outs. The Sodbusters get him home.
It's up to Fred Bond, who is hitless tonight, and that almost hit him. Inside breaking ball misses for ball 1. Fred Bond hasn't really gotten it going at the plate this summer. Has a few singles to his credit. 10 to be exact. Takes a strike. 1-1. Bond took a leave of absence in the middle of the season, but back and came back kind of at a perfect time with catchers departing. A lot of the duties set on Yamato Sato, and Bond's kind of been the trade-off piece with Sato as of late. Pitches swung on and missed. We've also had Tristan Byer do some catching as well as of recent. Bond 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Pitch misses outside. 2-2. Fred Bond roommates with our latest Sodbuster Spotlight with Michael Hanna. Pitcher and catcher duo. I'm sure they get a lot of good ideas and bounce them off each other. Time called by Fred. He steps back in. 2-2 once again from Keenan Lentel. That's back to the screen, gets away from the catcher, and here comes run number 11. It's a double-digit lead for the Sodbusters on the wild pitch. It's 11-1. And no, we keep playing on. There's no 10-run rule after 6 innings or anything like that. So we told you teams can score dozens of runs, and we keep playing on till 9 innings are complete.
And have scored dozens of runs, Spearfish in particular.
Yes, they have. Ground ball to third base. Good play by Borner, who atones for his error and throws out Fred Bond on the run. He's 0 for 4, and to the bottom of the order in Drew Vega. Vega with a multi-hit game, a couple of singles. And that's a latest social media video. Vega, the king of singles, who they were passing the phone to. And up until the Oahe series, he had not had an extra base hit, and he records 2 doubles in that series. Takes the pitch for strike 1, 0-1 to Vega. 2 for 3 tonight. When he has singled, he has gotten on and scored both times. 0-1. That one's hit very well into left center field. But they've got a man there. The prospects have Schuyler make the grab. And the Sodbusters get their leadoff man on. The next 3 are retired, but they still score a run. It's 11-1, 7th inning, coming your way on Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
Inning number 7 right now on Sodbuster Baseball. Just had our Dressed Like a Sodbuster contest on the field. One of plenty of on-field action here at Duncan Field. Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein bringing you the second game of this series. The Busters getting 1 in the 6th inning. Dalton Juden back out for his second inning of work. He set down the side in order in the 6th inning, and good to see Dalton with a good start, making his first relief appearance this year, and maybe that's the key. Should have put him in relief earlier. And Sodbusters, they needed him as a starter. He was a guy who can pitch a lot, throw a lot of pitches if he's accurate. But just like a lot of other Sodbusters in the past couple of years, control's been the issue. They looked so good on the mound, especially with their Division I guys here earlier on this season. Been a little bit of a rough go as of recent with the walk bug, which has seemed to iron itself out as of recent. For the Nebraska prospects, top of the order due up. Paul Schuyler, Drew Borner, and Jacob Perrin set to take aim against Dalton Juden for the first time tonight. First pitch swinging is Schuyler, lines it into center field, right at Alexiel Delgado. 1 pitch and 1 out for the first out of the 7th.
You mentioned the mentality, and Dalton's generally been a starter, but think of Braden Cork. When Cork's come out of the pen, long relief, he has been dynamite. He had a couple of starts. Of course, part of that may be Casper-related, but, his starts were not the best compared to what he's done out of the pen.
Absolutely. So take note there, Sodbusters. Maybe that's the key, and we'll see how the rest of this game plays out. Again, Juden could definitely finish this one up if he can keep filling up the zone here. That one just misses outside. 2-0 to Drew Borner. He's 0 for 3 tonight after Borner had a single last night. So he is 1 for 7 this series. Bidding for another hit here. Cale Jensen, though, hunts it down. A couple of well-struck baseballs, but the Sodbusters have been right there for the second out of the inning.
Dalton doing what he needs to do. Throw strikes, you're up by 10 runs, make the prospects beat you, and there's 2 outs.
Other action in the Independence League that we're keeping a close track of. Fremont and Spearfish, now a 7-6 Fremont lead. That's in the 5th inning. That one just ended the 5th now. Spearfish stranded first and third with 2 outs to potentially tie the game. 1-0 pitch to Jacob Perrin. It's been 5 up, 5 down so far for Dalton Juden. Highlight of his season, Dalton Juden, an inning away from throwing a no-hitter in 7 innings in a doubleheader. But that was broken up against the Plainsmen. That was early on last month. 2-1. High ball 3, 3-1. Same time tomorrow night, 6:35 start time and 6:35 on Sunday. Final 2 chances to come and see the Sodbusters in the regular season. That hits him on the wrist, or was it a foul ball? It's a foul ball, and that's a huge break for the Sodbusters. Perrin thought it hit his wrist. Nope, knob of the bat.
I think he knew. He didn't ever have any kind of dispute. Foul ball in 3-2, and Juden a chance at a 1-2-3 inning.
That might hurt a little bit, too, especially right there. Strike 3 at the top of the zone. It's another 1-2-3 inning, 6 in a row retired by Dalton Juden, who is finding a good home early on in relief. It's stretch time at Duncan Field. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and we'll be right back with the Busters leading by 10.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
Fans stretch here at Duncan Field. We do the same thing, stretching the old legs out. Hopefully en route to another Sodbuster win. They are in the driver's seat right now, lead it by 10. And it's the top of the order, Taylor Gill to face Keenan Lentel. His second full inning of work, check swing, called a ball, and no swing for Gill. Going to check down to the first base umpire who says he swung. Interesting. First base umpire ringing up a left-handed hitter, saying that he offered at the pitch. 0-1 downstairs to Taylor Gill. Gill's been on base all 4 times tonight. 3 of them have been walks. And the lone time he hasn't walked, he singled home a run in the second inning. He's also scored 3 runs of the 11 so far. 1-1, high and away, ball 2, 2-1. Lentel facing his 7th batter so far. Gill pops it in the air, foul territory. Borner gives it a look at third base, but runs out of room just outside the fence for strike 2. Sodbusters do have some guys working in the bullpen for their next few innings, perhaps. You also could make the argument maybe you want Dalton Juden one more time this season in a certain capacity. We'll just have to find out. 2-2, Gill fouls it out of play. 5th time through the order. And keep in mind, the Prospects scored first in the first inning. They led 1-0. It's been 10 straight for the good guys since. 2-2 pitch. Out of play again. Gill staying alive. Gill, a guy who has now walked 8 more times than he has struck out. 13 walks and 5 strikeouts this summer. Very good contact guy. And does have some power in that left-handed bat as well. Pitch downstairs, skips away, but it's just ball 3. Count runs full as Gill is making Lentel throw some pitches here. Specifically tonight, Lentel now at 24 pitches. First guy out of the pen for the Prospects. 3-2 hit on the ground to the right side. Kozad takes his time, lobs over to first. In time for the first out of the inning. 4-3 on the putout.
Not that you don't like to score runs, but you'd like to save some for tomorrow because the Sodbusters trying to be relevant with only 2 games to go. A win today, and they will be in terms of the playoffs. Pretty cool when you could be thinking playoffs with still 2 games to go in the season.
So as long as the Sodbusters win tonight, no matter what happens in the Fremont and Spearfish game, the playoff hopes are alive for at least one more game. But you would love to see Spearfish come back and win that contest. Josh Printer with an 0-1 count. Swings and misses, down in the count 0-2. Printer with a 2 RBI double in the 5th inning. And that got the Sodbusters really busted open the game if it wasn't already. All of that magic coming with 2 outs. Ground ball right back at Lentel, who makes the play. He's going to run it almost all the way over to first. Could almost take it to the bag himself if he wanted to, and Printer's out.
Yeah, it's weird to think if a Spearfish win today, Spearfish, Fremont, and Hastings all control their own, Hastings would have to win 2 more, but Fremont and Spearfish still would control their own destiny heading into the final 2 games of that series.
That's why we love summer baseball. It always gives us a thrill towards the end. Jensen swings at the first pitch. He's got a base hit, and extra bases. That one is going to roll all the way to the wall. Jensen will have 3 easily, and he will stand there. Cale Jensen, another extra base hit, his 2nd triple of the summer, and his 3rd hit tonight.
Guy who got off to such a slow start and did not have any extra base hits for the longest time. Now he has a home run, 2 triples, and a double to go along with his runs batted in. A big day for Jensen, who's been on base 4 times now.
Jensen had last night off, and he had a 6-game hit streak coming into the last game of the road series against Owyhee, but he went 0 for 4. That was snapped, but getting right back on the hitting horse. He was a guy who led all offensive categories for Northeast Community College in the spring. And I mean all of them. Doubles, home runs, RBIs, average, you name it. Jack Borgman, he had a big RBI double as well in the 5th. That one's back up the middle, and that sneaks through for another hit for Jack Borgman. His 3rd RBI tonight, 2nd hit tonight. The Sodbusters have another run, and it's now a dozen, 12-1.
Jack Borgman, odd stat, his 4th double of the year, his first 3 doubles all came in the same game back on May 30th against Owyhee. We thought he was going to be a double machine. Didn't have another one until today.
Jack Borgman. Love the name. Line drive. That will find the outfield grass for Bryce Ronkin. And Borgman will go first to 3rd. Sodbusters again pouring it on with 2 outs and putting balls in play and making the prospects work. 3 straight have reached after the first 2 were retired.
Love to see the offense, and you just hope that you can just keep that rolling on. It's a team that is swinging the bat really well heading into the final 2+ games of the season.
All right, let's get another 2 RBI double from Jackson Crane, and let's put zeros on the board the rest of the way. Well, he's hit by the pitch, actually, so there's a check swing there, and Crane didn't mean to get hit. They check out to make sure he didn't swing. He did not. So, Alexio Delgado, how about a bases clearing double for him instead?
Yep, Sodbusters, remember back in that 5th inning, they were 2 up, 2 down. It looked like that their starter, Hanson, was going to be able to work his way through the 5th with no problem. Then the next 5 would reach to knock him out, and kind of a similar situation here for Lentel.
That one plunks Delgado right in between the numbers, and that one hurts. That one comes up a bit ginger there. Delgado will jog down to first. It's an RBI the hard way. Back-to-back hit batsman, and it's a Baker's dozen now, 13-1.
Sodbusters scoring in every inning but the 3rd in this one, really making this one a laugher against a prospect squad which is a bit undermanned, and just for hope for their sake that they can get through this game with Lentel and find enough pitchers to make it through the next couple of days.
Fred Bond shoots it in the air to right center field. Schuyler, the center fielder, on the run, makes the catch for out number 3. Sodbusters scoring 2 more times with 2 outs, and they now lead it 13-1, and we will send it to the 8th inning with just 6 outs to get for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Plenty of offense for the Sodbusters, now with 13 runs in this ball game. Like we've been saying, as long as we save some for the next 2 games of the series, all is well here at Duncan Field. We go to the 8th inning with Steve Stein back on the mic.
Hastings Sodbusters on top 13-1, and Dalton Juden, the man who has come in from the bullpen, going 6 up and 6 down so far for Dalton. Hopefully he can keep on rolling. You'd love to see him just finish things up with very little drama. 13 runs for the Hastings Sodbusters, 12 hits. The Prospects with 1 run on just 5 hits. Brendan Wabick trying to pick up a win, and if Dalton can get the final 6 outs here, chance at a save. Working 4 innings here down the stretch, so we hope that he can finish the deal and pick up his first save to go along with 1 win during the summer season. 4, 5, and 6 coming up. Trent Berry, Corey Kozad, and J.D. DePrima for the Prospects. Again, the Sodbusters have to win 3 to have a chance to go to the playoffs, and then they have to have Spearfish win 2 out of 3 against Fremont. A Spearfish win today, they control their own destiny. Fremont would as well. Here's the pitch, outside for ball 2. If Fremont wins today, then Spearfish is in the unusual position of having to win 2 and then having to hope that the Prospects lose 1. So they lose total control of their own destiny if they lose today, as the pitch sails inside. And Trent Berry hit by the pitch. So leadoff man aboard here in the 8th with the Sodbusters on top 13-1.
Unfortunate. Dalton had retired every batter he had faced in 6 tries. But now you've got a little bit more room for mistakes here, so just get those all out of your system with a 12-run lead.
Berry with 1 hit on the day, and he has now been hit by a pitch twice. He's 1 for 2, and Corey Kozad will come to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He was walked his last time up. Dalton will check the runner and brings the pitch home. Right in there for a strike, no balls, and 1 strike. A live arm, Dalton Juden for this Hastings Sodbuster squad. If he gets command opportunity, he's a guy that wants to keep on playing. And after his time at York University, maybe play some independent ball, and certainly got the frame. If he could just keep the velocity increasing and gain some command, may have a chance to play at some level of professional ball. Enjoying playing college with his brother Fred over at York. They had a chance to play junior college baseball as well together, so kind of a fun family experience for these two, and enjoying their time in Nebraska. Became Hastings Sodbusters last year and on to York University, and now 2 years Sodbusters. 1-2 the count, and the pitch. A little bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Corey Kozad. Kozad, Millard West guy. No action behind Juden, so it looks like the plan right now is for the Sodbusters to try to finish it up with Juden, if at all possible. Bouncing ball, a high chopper, going to be fielded by Ronkin. He'll throw to second, wild throw. It's out into right field. There'll be runners at first and second. They'll advance the runner from second to third on the first Sodbuster error. So Ronkin had time, but airmailed it by Vega. That allows Berry to reach third base, and Kozad will stay at first on the fielder's choice grounder. E5 on that one.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Not the best time to make the error there, especially for the Sodbusters. They are actually the best fielding team in the Independence League. Only 60 errors this summer season. They're first tonight.
Well, you mentioned not a great time, but 13-1, that's about the best time you could have for an error. At least it's not a one-run game. Now the ball pops out of the glove of Bond. That will allow runner to move from first to second. So you got a little bit of room for error, if you will, and you don't want to see a bunch of them, but if you've got to have an error, at least it's 13-1. Sodbusters still 6 outs away from victory, but now Dalton Juden has runners at second and third. Nobody out. Just keep peppering the zone with strikes, and your defense is good enough to get some outs. Big swing, no contact. 1-1 the count on J.D. DePrima. DePrima is 0 for 3 on the day with a couple of strikeouts. Those 2 Ks coming against Brendan Wabick earlier as Wabick works the first 5 and would be the winning pitcher if the Sodbusters go on to the victory here today as the pitch just a little bit high, 2-1 the count on DePrima. Interesting to see how the Sodbusters pitching is lined up for the next couple days. You mentioned Braden Cork. We fully expect to see him somewhere in the next 48 hours in a start or long relief as they try to get the most out of that guy and what will likely be his final Sodbuster appearance. The pitch across for strike 2-2. Some options for the head coach and the pitching coach, Danny Weiser, for the Hastings Sodbusters. 2-2 pitch on the way. Just misses inside. And really neat to see the Sodbuster team put it together with 5 straight wins. Danny, man, he was put in a real tough situation. You're the head coach. Casper's coming to town. Good luck. 7 in a row against a team that right now is 39-8 for the summer season. But putting some tough losses behind them to put together a good stretch. Pitch is a strike. They go to first to get the strikeout, and they try to throw it back home, and hustling down the line to score is Trent Berry on a very close play at the plate. Run scores, but the Sodbusters, more importantly, get the strikeout of DePrima.
Very close play. Thought they might have gotten him, especially with the throw leading Bond right into the runner. Bang, bang play. But like you mentioned, yeah, just get the out. All that matters right there.
So Jonathan Moffett comes to the plate, trying to bring a second run home. It's 13-2, Sodbusters on top. The error allowing the first and third situation. Pitch right across for strike, no balls into strike. And a good job for Dalton. First and second, nobody out. Hasn't panicked, just continue to pepper the zone and get the outs. A little bad luck there for him as he got the strikeout, but not stopped cleanly by Bond, and they had to throw to first to complete the strikeouts. The pitch misses for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, really good relay throw home for Borgman, who just plays a really good first base. Jack down at first base for the Sodbusters today to go along with Vega at second, Printer at short, and the third baseman Bryce Runkin, South Dakota State guy. And one of the things he really wanted to work on this summer was the throws, and had a little errant throw there, trying to get the lead runner at second base early in the inning. But this is why you're here, trying to find a way to work through some of those issues. Certainly got the bat to be really good for South Dakota State. Pretty much the everyday third baseman before he had the hamstring issue late in the year for the Jackrabbits, and then missed the first month of the year for the Sodbusters, and able to join the team, and has been a nice addition over there at third. 2-2 with 1 out, 1 home, and a runner at third, and a bouncing ball left side. And Printer charges. Nice stop on the short hop throw to first. Another elite play. We are going to miss that guy, Josh Printer, playing his second year for the Sodbusters. There are 2 outs, run scores, and it's 13-3.
Absolutely trade the run for the out there, and Mr. Josh Printer. Couldn't have said it better myself. Automatic over there. Seen his bobbles as of late, but he's recovered and made that not easy play look pretty easy.
Here is Colton Homolka trying to start a 2-out rally with nobody on. Homolka getting a single earlier in the game. He's also reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. 1-0 the count on Colton Homolka, who watches this one go by for strike 1. Prospects running out of outs. 13-3, Sodbusters on top, trying to remain relevant in the playoff hunt in the Independence Baseball League. Sodbusters a win today. They'd still have to win 2 more, and Spearfish must beat Fremont 2 out of 3. Nothing else. Can't win 1 out of 3, can't win 3 out of 3, 2 out of 3, and with the way the records work out, that would put the Sodbusters in the playoffs. Swing and a miss, 1-2, I should say 2-2 on Colton Homolka, as Juden trying to get through this 8th inning. And the pitch. Bouncing ball, left side. Ronkin a chance at redemption. Fields throws in time, right on the money. And the Prospects are done here in the 8th. They too score a couple of runs. We head to the bottom half of inning number 8. Hastings 13 and Nebraska 3. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
"13-3 we're at the bottom half of the 8th inning as Lentel trying to finish up here and not have to use another arm for the prospects. It'll be interesting to see what they have left for the next couple of days. We were mentioning it before this inning went. I mean, they've got the arms if they have enough innings left in them. I mean, Homolka has shown that he can certainly pitch against the Sodbusters. Hastings pitching is swinging it really well, and so you can't be looking by these prospects in the next couple of days. They had so many close calls against Casper early. They had their chances against Fremont, just haven't been able to get as many wins as they had hoped for. Drew Vega tries to start things off for the Sodbusters here in the 8th, batting in the 9th spot, has a couple of hits and 2 runs scored for the Hastings Sodbusters, and takes strike one strike the count on another Arkansas Tech guy. Both a talented athlete during his high school days, good football player, quarterback, and of course, tremendous middle infielder for this Hastings squad's been doing a lot of the second base work. It'd be interesting to see if he has the arm strength to play a third base or a shortstop. We really haven't had the opportunity to see him on that side of the infield, but shows great glove work and a lot of range at second base. Fouls the pitch away. Drew Vega certainly has been a nice addition at the plate, a guy who did not see action in the spring for Arkansas Tech, but certainly making a case for playing time for one of the better NCAA Division II teams in that region of the country. 1-1 delivery. Bouncing ball left side. Third baseman gets it. Throw over to first, not going to be in time, and then it's thrown away as Drew Borner is able to field it. Threw wildly, but no chance for advancement. It's an infield single for Drew Vega. He's got himself a 3-hit game on the day with his second infield single, and back at the top of the order, Sodbusters lead at 13-3 and looking for more.
Speed kills there, and Vega legs out the single. Even a good throw, Vega promptly beats it.
And Taylor Gill comes to the plate, retired for the first time today, last inning when he grounded out 4-3 as the Sodbusters went 2 up, 2 down, but then plated 2 runs as the next 5 would reach. As Keenan Lentel trying to close things out with 3 outs in the 8th, and the Sodbusters would need 3 outs in the 9th to finish up. There is action behind Dalton Juden, right-hander up for Hastings as they think about the 9th inning. It would be really cool to see Dalton have a chance to finish this and pick up a save, but we'll see what the decision is for the head coach and pitching coach Danny Weiser. Pitch taken outside, 1-1 the count. 13 runs for the Hastings Sodbusters as they have really got the offense cranking here in the last week. And kind of wondered about that road trip. What would be their mentality at Oahe? And they pretty much crushed the Zap in 3 games, had to battle from behind, and one in particular gave up a 7-run inning and came back and won it going away. Today, the Sodbusters 13 more hits and 13 runs after getting to double digits yesterday with a 10-2 victory over the Prospects. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Shortstop's got it. Throws to second for 1, over to first, and that's a double play. And that's a tough guy to double off. Taylor Gill, 6-4-3. How about the job there as you saw Trent Berry at the shortstop spot. Dish it to Cozad. A good turn, and Gill is out with 2 outs, nobody on, and it'll be Josh Printer up. Yeah, great speed for Taylor Gill. When it came off the bat, I thought, well, they're not going to double off Taylor Gill. Darned if they didn't do it. Good job for the Prospects. And here's Printer trying to keep it going. Had a big 2-run double as part of the 4-run 5th inning. Sodbusters haven't had a monster inning, but they've just been chipping away. And pitch inside nearly got a piece of Printer. He's already been hit once pretty hard today. But 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the fourth, 4 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, 2 in the seventh. So just 2 innings so far today. The Sodbusters haven't scored as they lead it 13-3. Had a big swing, no contact, 1-1 the count on Josh Printer. Winding things down in this 2024 season, the Sodbusters still in the playoff hunt, hanging by a thread, but giving themselves an opportunity with an apparent win coming here. Probably hope for a spearfish win today. They would have more motivation, and a line drive left side. That's going to be a base hit. Sodbusters would continue this inning, because then Spearfish would still be controlling its own destiny heading into the final 2 games. Fremont would have its playoff hands and its own destiny heading into the final 2 games. The Sodbusters would have to win and hope. Here's Cale Jensen. 3 hits already for him today, the Central City High School grad. An older brother of a guy who just wrapped up a state championship at the American Legion Junior Tournament in Class B. Central City winning their first state championship in 40-plus years at that level. Cale nearly had a chance to win one when he was a Legion player. I think he said they finished second at state. He's ahead in the count, 1-0. Always fun to win a championship at any level. And Central City's turned into a pretty darn good baseball town. Got a really nice facility. Teamed up with Centura for high school baseball. And then their youngsters in particular, really good right now. They've got a good class coming up. So DCB, if you will, that's the Legion program involved with Centura High School. And they've been dynamite. They're going to be at state. So Central City Centura is going to be really good at high school baseball in the next couple of years. To go along with both teams are pretty successful in Legion ball. Pitch misses, now 3 balls and no strikes on Cale Jensen. 2 outs in the inning. Printer at first and Cale Jensen going to be going back to Northeast Community College, and hopefully he can draw some more college interest. You would think the year he had that he would maybe have a chance to go on to a pretty high-level 4-year school. I asked him, well, who's looking? Nobody right now. He's just trying to find those next-level college opportunities, and he draws a walk, first and second, 2 outs now for Jack Borgman. Borgman looking for a 3-hit game. How about a 2-run double and an RBI single for Borgman? 3 RBIs and a run scored for Jack. First and second, 2 outs. Pitch taken inside. 1 ball and no strikes. You like the Sodbusters approach, never thinking an inning's over. Down the stretch, that's one of the keys that has been going on with this 5-game winning streak. 2 up, 2 down, doesn't matter. They just keep on taking good approaches, and you've seen some big innings coming in those scenarios during this streak. So we see the catcher go out. This Northeast team does not, or this Nebraska Prospects team does not want to have to use another pitcher. They want to try to find a way to get one more out from Lentel, not have to burn another arm here tonight. You don't know how they are stacked for pitching the final couple of games. Do they have help on the way? We don't know. You'd think if Amolka hasn't gone recently, he would be a candidate in the next couple of days. He's certainly capable. Pitch taken at the letters for a strike, 1-1 on Jack Borgman. Sodbusters looking for their 31st win of the year, trying to go 12 games over 500 for the first time in franchise history. They've had a lot of franchise firsts this summer. It's been fun. Borgman pops this one up. Should do it. Third baseman comes rushing in and now retreats and drops it. Everybody's going to be safe. Another run will score. Lentel's going to have to throw more pitches as Borner overran it at third, and Hastings leads it 14-3. And I don't know if anybody really wanted to see that happen.
I was going to say, I almost feel bad for the Prospects now. This one, definitely over. And, yeah, Lentel having to throw more pitches. Not what you want to see. But more runs pad the stats for the Busters in the runs department.
So you saw Printer come around and score. Jensen ends up at second. Borgman aboard on the error. And the inning continues. Sodbusters need just 3 outs to finish this baby off once they get to the 9th. Pitch fouled away. And, of course, if you're the Sodbuster players, yeah, we like to maybe see the inning come to close. But if you're an individual, you want to try to get Ronkin trying for a 3-hit game. So they're trying to take the right approach to get their next at bat and try to improve. Ronkin's had a good day, 2 for 4. A 2-run single back in the 4th when it was still a game. Hard hit ball, foul. Nearly extra bases for Bryce Rocket. That would have likely scored 2 more, and he'll have to come back into the batter's box.
Second time that Ronkin's barely missed an extra bases going the opposite field that way tonight.
Bryce Ronkin, big baseball family. His grandfather was coach at Augustana. In fact, the field is named in Sioux Falls for his grandfather at Augustana. I guess they've really upgraded that recently. Got the all-turf infield and pretty good Division II NCAA program up in that part of the country. Pitch is taken for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bryce Ronkin. He said it was always going to be baseball with the history that his family had. His members playing catch with his granddad often. 14-3. Sodbusters on top. A little football-like score, and the pitch is fouled away. Remains 2-2 on Bryce Ronkin. So another 2-out, nobody on situation, and the Sodbusters score again. That double play seemingly ending the threat here in the 9th, but single, walk, error. And Hastings with 3 in a row reaching, and Lentel has to see that pitch count go even higher. That's his 60th pitch to go along with 102 from Kyler Hansen, who began the game. Sodbusters have not necessarily maximized their pitches either, as they are at 143 pitches heading into the 9th. 3-2 pitch. Hit pretty well to left field, carrying, and twisting and turning and making the grab out there. Good job pulling that one in for Jacob Perrin. The Sodbusters settle for an unearned run here. 1 run on 1 hit. And 2 men left. We're at the 9th inning. Sodbusters trying to put the finishing touches on a 14-3 game. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Sodbuster Baseball as we head to the 9th. A new right-hander out there. We get a look at Cade Cartwright, another Arkansas Techer. He is going to be making his 9th appearance, 1-0 at 2.36 ERA. 12.2 innings pitched, 4 runs, 10 hits, 11 strikeouts, 4 walks, and Cade Cartwright trying to get the final 3 outs. Brendan Wabick would get the win today, worked the first 5 innings, allowing 1 run on 5 hits. Dalton Juden deserved better as he did allow 2 runs. They are both listed as earned runs, which surprises me a little bit because I thought that error probably would have figured in there, but apparently not. No hits, struck out 4, but bad luck for Dalton Juden as he did give up the 2 runs that last inning. Finishes out a pretty solid outing for him, though. Sodbusters trying to finish up and put the finishing touches on this one to go to 31-19.
Definitely good outing by our measures for Dalton. He did give up those 2 runs, but Sodbusters still with plenty of leeway here. And the final inning, we get to see Coach one more time at the plate. Awesome.
Gabe Shemwell put himself in the lineup today because he wanted his pitchers to have an opportunity. I think they have 10 players here today, and their 10th player was their backup pitcher, so he's DHing. Wanted to give those guys an opportunity, and the Sodbusters said, sure, why not? Checked with the league, and Shemwell actually with eligibility left, so he is allowed to bat today. He is 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts and a ground out on a bang-bang play. Nearly was able to reach his last time up. 1-0 the count on him as Cartwright brings the pitch home, and this one right there for strike 1-1. Here's the beer batter. No chance for further reduced price alcohol in the 9th inning, but they're still rooting for him to strike out. Which it kind of be cool to see him get a hit, situation like this, big swing, no contact, 1 and 2. But I'm saying it's not going to happen. But one never knows.
Put it in play. I mean, maybe get in there on base best you can. Did put it on the ground to Printer last time.
How about this? There are no base coaches for Nebraska here in the 9th inning. They don't even have anybody at third, nobody at first. Just, we're down by 11, whatever. Just call yourself. Hit one to the gap, you run, till they throw you out. Little bouncer to the right side. Good job for Borgman. He'll pick it up, and Shemwell is 0 for 4 in his prospect batting debut for the year.
Put it in play. Good to see at least.
Yep. Back to the top of the order is Paul Schuyler. We'll see if anybody gets down to the third base coach with 1 out, nobody on. Sodbusters up 2 touchdowns to a field goal here. Football season's on the way, 14-3. Hastings in good shape here. Sodbusters with the advantage and 2 outs away from keeping their playoff hopes alive. The pitch is outside. Last report we saw a 7-7 tie between the Spearfish Sasquatch and the Fremont Moon. Again, Spearfish has to win 2 out of 3 in that series. But I want them to win today because then they have even more motivation because they still control their own destiny. If they lose, they would have to win 2 and hope that Hastings loses one of its 2 to make the playoffs. Casper on the verge of wrapping up the second half title. That's why we're talking about all these scenarios. Casper would sweep the first and second half winning, so then they go to the second best overall record. And it's hard to believe that it comes down to the final 3 games. There's just a game separating the second, third, and fourth teams. Line drive, base hits. Paul Schuyler's aboard with 1 out here in the 9th. So Schuyler's got a multi-hit game. He is now 2 for 4, and the second hitter in the lineup will be Drew Borner. Borner started the game at shortstop, moved over to third, and is still trying to get it going at the plate. 0 for 4. 3 flyouts and a pop-up. He hit it pretty well the last time, but Cale Jensen made a good play out in left field for the Hastings Sodbusters. Hastings double digits in hits today again, double digits in runs, as this one is popped up on the infield. And Bryce Ronkin has it measured, and there are 2 outs. Sodbusters now 1 out away from victory. And it'll be up to Jacob Perrin. Perrin, way back when it was a game, RBI single to give his team the lead back in the first. He also singled in the third. Perrin's got a multi-hit game, 2 for 4. Cartwright trying to set him down with just the 1 hit allowed. And pitch fouled away. No balls and a strike as Schuyler with a 1-out single. Cartwright getting an inning of work here, but minimal pitches thrown, so he would be available to throw again this weekend. He's trying to maximize every guy you can here in these final 2 days of the regular season. Nice curveball there. Drops in, and there are quickly 2 strikes on Jacob Perrin. Cartwright to look in to catcher Fred Bond as the wind blows in from center field here at Duncan Field. 0-2 delivery. Bouncing ball left side. Charging is Ronkin. He will make the throw a little bit high. Borgman no problem. And that's a Sodbuster winner. Playoff hopes are still alive with 2 games to go. The offense getting it done. Solid pitching to bring it home, and Hastings wins this one 14-3. We'll talk about it right after this. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbusters win this one by a score of 14-3, 14 runs, 15 hits, 1 error for Hastings, 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for Nebraska. Offensively, a lot of guys coming through for the Hastings Sodbusters. A couple of 3-hit games. Cale Jensen, 3 for 4, 2 runs batted in, 3 runs scored. He had a triple today. Drew Vega, 3 for 5, 2 runs scored. Multi-hit games for Josh Printer, 2 for 5. 2 runs batted in, 3 runs scored. Jack Borgman, another multi-hit game, had a double as part of his 2 for 4 day, 3 RBIs, and a run scored. And then other contributions. Taylor Gill, 3 runs scored, goes 1 for 3 with a run batted in. A 1 for 4 day for Jackson Crane. He scored a run. Alexiel Delgado, 1 for 3, an RBI and a run scored. And as far as the pitching, Brendan Wabick works the first 5 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, strikes out 5, and walks 3. Dalton Juden, 3 really solid innings of work, doesn't allow a hit, does allow 2 runs, 4 strikeouts for him. And Cade Cartwright, a very efficient 9th inning, allows no runs on 1 hit. All the buttons pushed right and all of the things working well for the Hastings Sodbusters. 2 up and 2 down so far, getting the first 2 games. Need to win 2 more to give yourselves a chance. Ryan Valenta.
Well, you held your breath a little bit at first. The prospects getting up with a run in the first and thought, well, all right. And their starter, Kyler Hansen, not pitching it poorly at all. He did allow the game-tying run in the first. All Sodbusters after that. And you really thought that maybe that was the only chance the prospects had, maybe have a good outing by their pitcher. I mean, it was for the first 3 innings, still 3-1 ball game, and thought, okay, maybe just be a little bit of a Sodbuster win tonight. But they got to Hansen and then teed off against the Lentel later in the game. But those multiple hit games for certain Sodbusters, pretty much everybody getting in on the offensive fun. Like we've said time and time again, just hope you saved a little bit of that for tomorrow, and you just hope other teams do what they need to do for the Sodbusters with their limited options for getting into that Independence League playoff. Looking at it now, 8-7, Fremont's taking a lead, but like we said, that game not over yet. Plenty of ball game left to be played between Spearfish and Fremont, and it's just good baseball here at Duncan Field 2. Final 2 games tomorrow and Sunday. Plenty of time to come out and see the Sodbusters, and some good promotions as well too. We're gonna have good stuff for you, for good reason to come out too, and just hope the prospects have some guys here. I mean, these guys at the end of their season probably going to be heading back to college or home pretty much right after this, and hope they can get some reinforcements and be a little more competitive tomorrow. But you will absolutely take this dominant win tonight.
Yeah, a little more competitive. You don't want to see them come out and beat the Hastings, but,
Nope.
like I say, just for their own sake, you hope they have enough dudes to play. Hansen goes the first 4 2/3 innings, allows 10 runs, 9 of them earned on 8 hits, and Lentel finishes up with 3 1/3 innings, allows 4 runs, 3 of those earned on 7 hits. As far as their hitting on the day, they had only 6 hits, but 2 multi-hit games. Skyler with a pair of hits, Perrin with 2 hits on the day, as the Sodbusters go to 31-19, 12 games over 500 for the first time in franchise history. The prospects seeing their season marked fall to 7-23. They're 2-13 in the second half, as they're down to their final 2 games. The Hastings Sodbusters still a chance, as Casper, a win today, and they have clinched the second half, or a loss by Fremont, and they clinch the second half, which means then they go to the team with the second best overall record. And it's crazy to think that Fremont coming into today 31-18, Spearfish 29-18, the Sodbusters 30-19, all within 1 game of that final playoff spot, which is really fun. It's neat to see that that basically 4 out of the 5 teams eligible have a chance to play their way in to the playoffs.
And you weren't talking about this last year, too. Sodbusters at this point, no shot at the playoffs, and still talking about it with 2 games left to go. Really good feeling.
Danny Weiser, team getting it done. Talk a little bit about the team's performance today and a 14-3 win.
Yes, sir. Absolutely proud of the way the boys played, offense and defense. I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, we scored in every at-bat except for the one. And, I mean, that's excellent offense. Is continuing to add on throughout the game. Wobbs gave us a really good start, even with a little bit of a shaky start in the top of the first. But he battled and straightened some guys on base. Dalton did an excellent job coming in there and just shoving it out of the bullpen.
And Wabbit giving up that first inning run, just talk about how important it was for him to kind of get his way through those 5 innings to hopefully save some arms for the last 2 games this weekend.
It was huge. It was huge. And quality starts are something that I preach to the guys, and it saves the bullpen in the long run. Not having to run somebody out there in the 4th or 5th inning is huge. And obviously when we put somebody in the 6th, then they can go 6, 7, 8, and et cetera, and it just works a lot easier.
Seems like a good approach at the plate offensively, even innings 2 up, 2 down. Never thinking an inning's over. These guys just found a way to keep adding on.
Yep, and 2 out RBIs and 2 out hits were win ball games. And Jack Borgman, I know, had a huge one up the middle today. And our 2 out hitting was excellent today.
So you get to go against a prospect team who they weren't even going to hope. They didn't even have enough players to start the game, and they send their coach out there. When you learned that coach was playing, I mean, what were the guys thinking? What were you thinking? Was there kind of a contest going on? Like, hey, let's strike the coach out? Or what was it like going up against a coach in the lineup?
There were some laughs. No doubt kind of focused on just striking him out. He was a beer batter. Got to get right after him. And then Corey and I were just debating if we should get in the game then.
Yeah.
But no, other than that, we were just taking it the same normal approach as we always do.
So now with the pitching today, how are you set up? What's the plan here tomorrow and maybe Sunday in terms of starters and who's available?
We got Cork starting tomorrow with Max first out with Dino as well as a close, and then Sunday's Nate Day, and then we'll kind of scrap with Creighton, Cade, and some of the other bullpen arms that we have left.
Do you tell Braden it's the 2nd inning when the game starts?
Yes, sir.
Because it seems like, and we were talking about this, is there a different mentality to starting and coming out? Of course, part of it, he starts against Casper, and Casper's going to beat up a lot of teams, but he long relief, he has seemed to excel. Starts sometimes has been a challenge. Does he approach his pregame any differently tomorrow compared to what he has done?
No, I had nothing that I can notice. Cork normally uses the same routine. I just think it's been just a little bit of poor execution here and there on some pitch calls and just spots, and that's kind of the stuff that happens. And he's one of the guys who I trust fully with the baseball at all times, starting or relieving.
Danny Weiser, head coach for the Hastings Sodbusters. Keep it rolling as they have 2 more games to go. Any final comments today, Ryan Valenta, as we wrap up this one?
Let's see some more offense tomorrow. 11-run win today, 14 today. And, I mean, ever since the Oahe series, these bats have come alive. We noticed here at home, it seemed like that the mojo was kind of dying off in the middle part of the second half season. But they found their plug today, and this prospect team who was kind of lacking guys, I mean, they're doing what they need to do, and you don't want to hopefully look too much at the other ball games, which are so tempting for the Sodbuster guys as well. Just keep winning, and hopefully the rest will come for them.
All right, we appreciate Ryan Valenta and his work. For Mason Hendrick, join us again tomorrow if you're in the Hastings area. 6:35 start time for the Hastings Sodbusters, Nebraska Prospects. Final score once again from Duncan Field. It was Hastings 14, the Prospects 3. I'm Steve Stein. Good night, everyone.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer wood bat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch the